YouTube screen. Sean B steps in where the cuts run deep. From a New York state of mind, she was born to see what gets lost in the dark, what they don't want to speak. Silk in her voice, but the questions hit hard. Pulling back the curtain, laying truth on the yard. Every hush-hush story, every shadow clue. She's piecing up the pain till the whole thing comes through. She don't chase noise, she follows the trail. When the headlines miss, she will still unveil. With a sharp-eyed soul and a heart that knows some stories need light so the healing can grow. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness ride. Like, share, subscribe, keep the truth alive. For the tears unseen and the cries turned low, she be lifting up the weight that the world let go. Every fact she finds got a purpose and pulse. Every case she touches makes the silence convulse. No cheap thrills, just grace and fire. Taking buried details higher and higher, where the whispers get drowned and the weak get missed. She's a soulful reminder they still exist. She can feel when the story ain't sitting right. So she walks through the dark just to bring back light. With that grown woman glow and pivotal flare, she's reaching for the truth 'cause it's waiting there. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness ride. Like, share, subscribe, keep the truth alive. That city soul, that uptown grace, and a mind that can read what time can't erase. So gather round close, let the story unfold. Some truths need a voice, some hearts need a hold, and she won't let the quiet just fade away. She's turning low, whispers into words that stay. On YouTube, tune in, let the realness ride. Let the realness ride. Gets revealed, and every story matters.
Good morning, everyone. Hey Buttercup. Good morning, Peanut. Good morning, Gretchen. There's my girl Sonia. Been missing you, boo. Hope everything is okay, and I'm still waiting for that phone call. Where's my girl, Lady Mysterious at? I don't see her. Oh, there she is. First one in. Hey, boo. So, lady, I miss you too, love. Okay, well, Call me then, girl. Lady, listen, listen, lady, listen. I cannot do TikTok. I don't understand that shit. Yo, lady said you either gonna eat it or you gonna wear it. Girl, I got it from the table. You understand me? Girl. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Listen, Linda, I cannot. Good morning, Blueski. Thank you for joining us, love. I can't do TikTok. It's too confusing. Like, seriously. Girl, I mess around and learn TikTok. I'm going to forget YouTube and Facebook combined. Okay? Like, seriously. I can't even do it. Mm-mm. I cannot. And I know y'all want me to, but I cannot. Girl, I was trying to do the simplest task of all, which is just changing my profile picture, girl. Just trying to put a little SB up there, you know. And that shit was confusing. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm over it. I'm over it. I didn't uninstall it, but I got the hell up off of there. Okay. Peanut said, I love Facebook. I think I'm gonna stay over there. You know what, Peanut? I think I'm gonna create a different page because the page that I have now is strictly family and my personal interests and things like that. It's my photo album, and I need to go and download that stuff before something happened to Facebook and I lose all my memories. But I think I'm gonna create a separate page and so that I can go live over there because the block button is real over there. You know what I mean? Over here is some fugazi ass bullshit on YouTube. And when I block a motherfucker, I mean for the motherfucker to be gone. Like can't see me, can't hear me. Got to go through all of that stalking bullshit to recreate uh, um another email and a name and all that kind of stuff in order to see me. Like you gonna prove to you how much of a stalker you are. You get through to me on Facebook. Okay. Over here on YouTube, it's some fake ass fugazi shit, and I don't like it. I don't like the bushes. I don't like the voyeurism of it all. I just don't like that. That sucks, and it's creepy. You know what I'm saying? It's really creepy how a person can be there and you don't even know they're there. I don't like that kind of stuff at all. I don't. And when you live, you come in on a live on Facebook, they telling you such and such just join your live. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, a mother gonna know you're there. You know? Like seriously. I love that y'all are saying good morning to one another. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. No, lady, listen. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Mm-mm. I don't like it. I don't. Mm-mm. Lady said, Peanut, I be in your Facebook. They be trying you. See. Mm-mm. I ain't having it. I'm not at all. You know what I mean? You can create. It's learning to walk. Yeah, whatever, girl. Whatever, lady. Whatever. I know how to walk. Oh goodness. I can't. I cannot. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking about it and creating a group and having my admins and all that, right? Eat your peas. I eat peas. I love them. I love vegetables, all kinds. Absolutely. I don't like TikTok. Dead ass. I don't like it at all. But yeah, I'm thinking about creating a group and you'd have to join and all of that kind of stuff. Having admins just like over here on YouTube, all that. You know what I'm saying? So what brings me back here, however, TikTok was not a total loss um on me this morning. I did see, hey Nicole, hey boo. Um I did see a couple of videos. And what I saw was, hold on, I saw somebody say hi to a Tracy, and I don't see them in here. I don't see a Tracy anywhere. So, Gretchen, why are you saying hi to Tracy and I don't see a Tracy? I don't understand. Sonia says, I talk the truth on my Facebook page. I don't even know how I still have white people following me. But you know why, Sonia? I'm going to tell you. Because not all white people are afraid of the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Not all white people are afraid of the truth. Racist white people are. Right. Lady said Tracy is at the top. Okay, well, let me go to the top. I see Lady. I see Buttercup. I see Peanut, Gretchen, Sonia. Oh, there she is. Hey, Tracy, boo. My bad, baby. You were just hiding. You was hiding in there, Steve. Come on out, play, baby. I'm going to throw you the ball, boo. I saw her. I saw her. I'm sorry, Tracy. You was all by yourself, baby. Oh, these white folks are racist. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's some black racist folks against their own race as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to leave that out of there. That's a fact. There are black people. I saw her, Buttercup. Thank you, baby. There are black people that are racist against their own race. You understand me, Sonia? Like, it's the most bizarre thing I have ever seen in my life. And if that is not some, go along to get along type of crap, I don't know what is. Gretchen says, Peanut says, see, I was about to be on guard for Miss Gretchen. Gretchen says, Miss Sean B, you had me thinking I had lost a little mind. I had left. No, baby, I found her, boo. I'm sorry. I found her. She was sitting over there by herself. I had to bring her over to the group. It's all good. It's all good. All skin folks ain't kin folk. That's right, lady. You better tell it. You better tell it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very unfortunate. That is the kind of slave mentality that I like to bring light to. That is the kind of slave mentality that I like to bring out of the darkness and sit that shit right in the center of the table. That's that slave mentality. You understand me? Those are the kind of people that will be that Trojan horse, right? Walk right up in the village. Walk right up in the village. Don't mean nobody, his own people, his own family, any good. And help the the body snatchers do their dirt. You understand what I'm saying? That's the slave mentality that I can't stand. You understand? So, like, seriously, okay, let me get with these comments before I get behind. Sonia says, my cousin that I'm raising is mixed. She came here hating her blackness and our family. That is so sad. But you know what, though, Sonia? I am sure you loved her through it. And now she sees that everything that she was taught was wrong. And there is a picture that I have of my son, Doobie, at my grandson's birthday party. And my daughter was having it in the backyard. And the house that she used to live in was on the corner. And so the backyard was exposed. And it was this little white kid that lived up the street. We did not know him. And he came over with his little pop gun. He had his whole cowboy get up on, right? And I snapped the picture of Doobie talking to this kid. Dude, the kid was on one side of the fence and Doobie was inside the yard, but they're right there face to face talking. And it was the most innocent, loving thing that I wish I could share with the world, but social media is so cruel that I don't want my baby's face out there. So I can't show it. But in any case, racism is taught. Hate is taught. And it's very sad. It's very sad that even this millennium, these kind of creatures still exist. Like enough of them have not died off where we can feel seen and heard and appreciated. Enough of them are not gone yet. And, I'm hoping that I see the day. Like my grandmother got to see a black president. I'm hoping she got to see cell phones and, video equipment and all that kind of stuff where we can view it in the comfort of our home. My grandma passed in 16, so she got to see a lot from no TVs in the black communities to watching it on your cell phone. So I hope that I am still here and blessed right along with the rest of us and blessed to see a day where it's not so prevalent anymore. You know what I mean? Not that they're hiding, but that not so many exist anymore. That's what I pray that we all get a chance to see. Buttercup said, it's so sad that's true out here. I will never understand black races against their own people. I understand it, I just don't like it. It's that crab in the bucket. That's what it is. It's that slave mentality. It really, really is. Peanut said, have you seen the snippet from his parents' first interview? You mean with that with the black chick, the light-skinned black chick? I think that's the one that I saw. It was on TikTok. Good Lord, that's become a part of my damn vocabulary. Lady, look what you done did. Peanut said, I wish I had seen that before I went live. Yeah, me too. That's why I said we ain't done. That's why the comments are turned on, because yesterday I said the next live I did, the comments were going to be turned off and we were just going to listen. And so I said, nope, this is a part 2. I know more now than I knew before, and their voices deserve to be heard. And I know it because I'm listening to someone else, And so I said, well, I'm going to definitely listen to my people, my family. You know what I mean? So I left the comments on. Yeah. Gretchen says, we have to watch ourselves because they're out to get us. Absolutely, they are. Mm-hmm. Y'all, listen to Lady now. Lady said, let's like, share, and sub up. Okay, if we not already. Mm-hmm. The tone. Well, good morning, love. You're new to my knowledge. In the chat anyway. Good morning. The tone says, I like that, the tone. That's different. I like that. The tone says, good morning, Sean B. in chat. Peanut just shared. Thank you, Bookie. Gretchen said they no longer want it taught in school, but to be treated that way on the streets. Man, listen. When I found out that Texas and Florida were going to be the first states trying to basically outlaw real history being taught in school. I said, you got to be kidding me. Like, seriously? Y'all going like that. But wait a minute, though. If it's not true, why are you outlawing it then? You know what I'm saying? Y'all are good telling lies. So if what happened to our ancestors is not true, y'all are good telling lies. So why won't you continue telling lies? Y'all know why? Because number one, they know it's not true. Number two, they don't want the new generations to learn that a whole lot of stuff that we enjoy and are privileged to have today was created by Black people. It's just that because we were not seen as human back then, a white man took credit for those inventions and things of that nature. That's why. They don't want their children to learn how ugly and what monsters their ancestors were. They're actually trying to do away with the fact that we didn't ask to be here. Although you got all these Karens and Nathaniels talking about go back to your country. I'm sorry, excuse me. You first, motherfucker. You first. Because this one ain't yours. Y'all did the same thing to the original people of this country, to the original human beings of this country that y'all did to everybody else when you wanted something that wasn't yours. You took it. You took it. You took their women. You slaughtered their babies. You tried to slaughter all the men, but you didn't. And then when your ass got hungry and started starving and was cold, then all of a sudden you wanted to become friends with the Indians because you knew this is their land. Obviously, they know what they're doing. So we might need to give a little bit to get a little bit because we starving. We're freezing to death. We're sick. We need their help. Y'all feel me? So yeah, that's why they taking history out of the schools, because they don't want their children to know the truth. They're trying to also take our power from us because knowledge is power. Period. Yes. Sonia says there are 3 that I'm raising. Each are different complications and hair. I tell them that they are all people of color. Their mom is Italian, and they are only white by happenstance. They're not even white, but I understand where you're coming from. Peanut says we will something the administration, unfortunately. Gretchen says one day we'll all break bread together. Sonia says, I heard you said the comments were going to be off. I'm glad you left them on. Absolutely. Good morning, Smiley. Good morning, love. Gretchen says, no matter whether we're born rich or poor, one day we all have to go. Yeah, all of us. And we're all, no matter what your religion is, we're all going to have to get on one knee and bow to him, to God. Give a damn what you call him. But we're all going to have to take a knee to him too. We're all going to be held accountable. And unfortunately, some people's religion won't allow them to understand that, to acknowledge that. They're so deep in their hatred that they forget that there is a God sitting high and looking low, and they're just lost. They're just lost. Lady said Karmelo is the chosen one to make the change. We're going through the process. And he is one name of many, lady. One name of many. Because, see, a whole lot of these cases we should have mounted up about. Sonia Massey got but a little bit of justice after all the lies that they tried to tell, right? Sandra Bland didn't get any justice. None. And there are hundreds of others. Hundreds. No justice at all. None. We say Trayvon Martin's name, but did he get any justice? No. He didn't. Now, Zimmerman went through hell and continues to go through hell, but fuck him. I ain't talking about him. Trayvon Martin never got any justice. They villainized and put that young boy on trial instead of the motherfucker who killed him. That's not justice. Peanut says, my children didn't even know who Harriet Tubman was before the movie came out. What? Peanut, why not? Now, I'm going to keep it a bean with you, boo. Why? Why? I had to start doing history lessons, and my mother fussed at me for not knowing to do. Okay. Then mama beat me to it. Mama beat me to it. I'm a pipe down. Okay. Cool. No problem. But at least you acknowledge it, Queen. And I salute you for that. You have that accountability. And I love you for that. I respect you for that. Let me tell y'all a little story. One day I was sitting upstairs watching TV. Doobie was in his room playing the game. And I heard Doobie say, fucking nigger, shut the fuck. And Lord have mercy. Doobie! He slid his headphone. Yes, Mom? I said, come here. Turn that off and come here. He came in my room. He said, yeah. I said, have a seat. He sat in his father's recliner. I grabbed the remote and I turned on YouTube. And we started, and I mean it. We said, yeah, we did. We started with Emmett Till. Y'all understand me? We started with Emmett Till, went through Mississippi Burning, 4 little black girls. Oh, man, I took them through there. Yes, I did. I took them through there. By the time I was done, it was about 4 hours. By the time I was done, I blinked to turn the TV off, and I looked at my son. I said, son, he said, Mom. He threw his hands up. He said, Mom, I'll never say it again. I said, not only will you never say it again, but you will not allow anyone else. I wouldn't give a damn. Get in that good trouble, son. You will not allow anyone else to say it. See, I learned in that moment, Peanut, like you, I learned in that moment that, damn, wait a minute. I missed the ball. Well, let me go get that ball and pick it up. And I held that ball right in my lap, that ball of accountability. I held that ball in my lap, and I didn't let my child out of my sight until he had that lesson. So I feel you, boo, and I respect you for that. Absolutely. Gretchen says they were beating us way back with whips. Now the judge is doing it with the stroke of a pen. Absolutely. Peanut said, good morning to the Bush and Cloud Watchers. We're not on any drama. Please hit the like button. Thank you, baby. The Tone says, I'm glad I taught my daughter about our history and the history of our late ancestors. But there is still more to discuss and learn. Yes, because the trajectory has changed and it looks different. It doesn't feel different. It's like teaching our children that the boogeyman is not ugly and gross looking. He ain't dirty, and oftentimes it ain't even a he. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like that lesson, just a different subject. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The boogeyman smiles at your parents. The boogeyman could be sitting at the kitchen table. Absolutely. The boogeyman can be your bus driver. Yeah, the boogeyman can be your teacher that y'all have that special handshake every morning. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that, the tone. Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Lady says, I remember taking my granddaughters to Louisiana to see cotton. They thought the cotton was flowers. Right then, I had to educate them. That was our first freaking job. You damn right. You damn right. That was one of the first, lady. That was one of the first. Remember, they turned us into mamies. They turned us into titties because the white women didn't want to do it. They turned us into their babies' suckle. Their babies used to feed off of our women. Oh, but you want to act like we're gross, though, white people. You want to act like we're gross. You want to act like we're abhorrent, like we're disgusting. Well, you should know your great great granddaddy, your great 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 grandmama fed off of our mamas. You should know that. Oh man, when it comes to history, that's why they want to do away with it, because history hurts their feelings, because history is the truth. It ain't just his story, it's her story. It ain't just her story, it's our story. And it ain't just us story, it's the truth. And the truth is knowledge, and that knowledge is power. That's why they want to do away with it. But we're not going to let them. We're not going to let them. Good morning, big bro Terry. How you doing, boo? Thank you. Gretchen says, my grandma, which was my dad's mom, she passed away in 2003. She was 100 years old. My God. She taught me a lot about how things were when she was a small girl. Oh, man. Listen, Gretchen. Ooh, Lord, the gems you got. Jesus, I wish those women and those men still existed. I really, really do. Man, they were so valuable. Pure jewels. Pure diamonds. Rubies and gold. That's what they were. They were our wealth. We didn't even know it. They were our power. We didn't even know it. See, because that's another reason why the white man let the drugs come over into our country. They had to break us down. They had to methodically break us down. We were too strong, too intelligent, and way too worthy. So they had to break it down. And in the midst of that, like your grandmas, our grandmas, grandpas, great grandmas, y'all understand me, the Miss Marys that sat on the porch. She was the neighborhood watch, but we called her nosy. We called her messy. Mr. Jim, that would sit in the yard looking like he's tending to his landscaping. That was our neighborhood watch. Mr. Jim was listening. Miss Mary was watching. We called them nosy and messy. They kept us safe, and I wish they were still here. But see, today, these young folks of today are so disrespectful that Miss Mary stay in the house now and peeking through the curtains. So therefore, we don't even know to go ask Miss Mary, because we don't think Miss Mary even saw anything, because Miss Mary's not outside. See, we don't know to go ask Mr. Jim what he heard through the fence, over the fence and around the corner, because Mr. Jim don't be outside no more, because he's tired of the kids disrespecting him. And why has that happened? Because the parents of those kids let them be. Let them run wild like a pack of fucking animals. And if I'm talking about you, then damn it, own it. If the shoe fit, put both them bitches on and walk it the fuck out of my goddamn channel. Because I said what the fuck I said. These parents let these kids get out of control. where old school don't even exist anymore. They don't. Because see, one of them little fuckers disrespect me. Oh, I'm going to give them what they looking for. I'm going to give them what they mama should have. But she was too busy. I'm going to give that little fucker what his daddy should have. But he was too distracted. Oh yeah, I'm going to do that. So I don't say nothing. I could not wait for my struggle to be over so that I could get the hell off of public transportation if one of many of my cars was broke down. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm already working and feeding my kids and clothing my children and making sure that they have $2 to go do the stuff that they want to do, to where the car getting fixed got to wait. So I'm on public transportation and I'm having to deal with the disrespect. All the little bitches that don't want to get up out their seat to let that old lady sit down. Or the little fuckers whose pants is too damn small because they're really their little brother's pants. But as long as they let their ass hang out, then the pants go down to their ankles. Or that little fucker won't get up. He too cool. He ain't got her. I got a right to be on this bus too. Boy, you on a free fucking bus pass. Get the fuck up. Get your ass up and let that man sit down. But see, you say something to him, and now you on your way to jail because you done did what their parents didn't do. So Gretchen, I tell you, oh man, you lost gold that day. But guess what? She left you all of the nuggets that you needed. Yes, to create your own crown, baby. That's what Grandma did. Absolutely. Oh, Peanut says, this is why I spoke. And I could relate to Karmelo's parents regarding raising children in the sun. Girl. Peanut. When I heard you say that last night, I thought about it. And let me tell you something. We just made it to the suburbs about 6 years ago. And we still ain't far from the hood. Oh, man, you'll hear it, Peanut. You be over here enough. You'll hear the sirens. You understand what I'm saying? You'll hear the sirens. We still ain't far. Now, I was in the kitchen one day cooking dinner, and I heard the pop. I ducked down because that shit sounded like it was outside my house. Come to find out, because I'm only 4 or 5 blocks from the hood. And on that street was where it happened. That's why it sounded like it was right outside my house. Because it was only 4 blocks away. You understand what I'm saying? So even though I'm in a beautiful cul-de-sac amongst other retired correctional officers, police officers, judges, doctors, nurses, lawyers, all of that, right? That's who I live among, right? But the hood ain't but a hop, skip, and a jump away. But back to your point, we just made it here. My other children, they know about the hood. Yes, they do. However, I raised my children that it's not where you live, it's how you live. So even if my children decide to go out there and be knuckleheads, they know what they were taught. Or they know better. And I know that they know better. But Doobie, no. When a young man was shot and killed right in front of our house, across the street, but directly in front of our house, I knew then it was time for us to go. Because Doobie could have been outside playing, doing numerous things right outside. One of my sons had just walked in the door, having walked our dog. I said, no, Poppy, it's time to go. It's time to go. And we made strides to get the fuck out the hood. With God on our side, we were able to achieve it. And at that point was when Doobie started really coming out of the shell. You know how children, sometimes we keep them so guarded that Stuff just don't occur to them, right? Well, Peanut, when we moved here, like within a week of moving here, I like to say God was showing me you're not that far. Because be damned if it wasn't a high speed chase up the main street through this cul-de-sac. And because it is a cul-de-sac, the motherfucker had to make a U-turn and come right by our house. And Doobie and I jumped from the curb, came back closer to the house. And in that moment, I realized we ain't far enough. But that's when Doobie said, that looks like Fortnite. That's what my baby said to me. That looks like Fortnite. Right? So I understand what you mean about our kids not being able to relate to some stuff because they're just simply not exposed to it. But Peanut, don't be mad about that though. Don't feel some type of way about that because that's our job. Low key, that's our job, is to protect our children from the uglies of the world. I didn't say don't teach them about it. I said to protect them from it. And oftentimes, we just can't be there no more. But you can always turn on the TV, turn on your desktop or your laptop and teach them what it is you will not allow them to see or be exposed to. I get it. I get it. I really do. Congratulations, Tina, for being a member for a month. Thank you, Bookie. Thank you, Bookie. Okay, let me see. Okay, y'all are talking. Good morning, Polo. Is it Pelos? Pelos Porch Backup? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Pelos or Polos? Tell me. Polo said they ask the dumbest questions and call us dumb. Yeah, they do. And get mad when we sarcastically answer them. Mm-hmm. Gretchen says those white women care about their breasts more than the bottom part. Absolutely. Absolutely. Peanut said, I'll be back. I have a case to look into real quick. My apologies. You don't have to apologize, baby. We'll see you later. Tawana, good morning, boo. Good morning. Good morning, love. Yes, please hit the side emojis, you guys. Show me some love. Let YouTube know you feeling my content. Thank you, babies. Gretchen said, yes. They tried to keep rent and mortgage so high so our color, our race, couldn't afford to live in their neighborhood. They tried it. They tried to do it with the rent, with the mortgage, with threats, with violence, with fear, all of that. With all kinds of different prejudice. Absolutely. Polo said 31 in the building. I guess you were going by the count. Okay. Sonia said, yeah, but it's the time in the suburbs, Sean B. White people in between me and Detroit are killing their own families and robbing black people. Wow. Perfect Blackness, good morning, love. Perfect Blackness says, family, we're going to need to stop moving into these sundown towns. Sundown towns. If we want better schools for our children, we will need to get involved to force better schools. Caucasian people hate your black. Oh, goodness. Okay. Whoa. Perfect Blackness said Caucasian people hate your black ass. No, that's right. Okay. That's boldness for your ass. I love it. Hey, good morning, sexy Mama Libra. Hey, baby cakes. Says, hey, Sean B. Came in for a short time. Got to go. It's going to be 105 in D.C. today. Catch you later, baby girl. Damn. I just caught a heat flash reading that shit. 105? Ooh, Lord, close the windows and turn on the air, baby. Shit, ain't no outside for DC today. Stay safe, boo, please. Hydrate. Drink plenty of water, lemonade, all that good stuff. Plenty of hydrating fruit, watermelon, cucumbers. Yes. Good morning, summer mommy. Good morning, boo. Um, Let me see. Y'all are speaking. All right, I finally made it to the bottom. I finally made it to the bottom. Now we're here. So, like I said, you guys, I was on TikTok this morning. Hey, G&G. She says, hey, y'all, hey. I love it. I told y'all when y'all see Summer Mommy, gossip and giggles ain't fire. You see one sister, you see the other. I love that for them. I love that for them. Polo says it's a heat wave going on this and next week. Yeah. It's humid here today. It rained yesterday off and on. And for those that don't know, I'm in upstate New York, in the suburbs of Buffalo. And it's very humid. Like the rain is up there and it's not coming down. So it's really humid. It's kind of gray, kind of blue. That's how it is today. But it's here. The snow is gone. So I'm not complaining. I really am not complaining. But so at the behest, and she kind of forced me, she kind of put my hands behind my arm and made me say, okay, okay. And so I went on TikTok this morning. And I heard some things. Yep. I heard some things that really pissed me off. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, yesterday I didn't know what I know now. Hold on one second, guys. I'm looking across the street. Hold on. I apologize. I'm back. I'm back. This is when I wish Doobie was home because someone has set out like a microwave cart or whatever. And for you guys that don't know, I originally came to YouTube because I'm a crafter and I refinish furniture, preferably wood. And I can take one thing and turn it into something else. All of my toys. Yeah, they come with batteries and a lot of them vibrate, but it ain't for no body parts. Okay. All of the tools in our home belong to me and not my husband. My husband has always sat at a desk and had his own office. I do the stuff around the house. And if I can't, we hire someone to do it. Lady said, but she gonna get TikTok. No, I'm not. I'm not. You can't make me. Oh, I hate it. But yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. Drink plenty of water. Tawana says, I lived in Buffalo. I went to Poplar Street Academy. Ooh, and Lincoln Academy. Hood schools. Oh, girl, I know. Yes. Poplar is still up. I don't know that Lincoln. If you can remember the street that Lincoln Academy was on, I'll tell you if it's still up, Tawana. But Poplar is. Poplar is still up. It was turned into actually a charter school now. So it's under different policies and procedures, but and regulations, but it is still there. Hey, Big Drip. What's going on, Big Drip? Mm-hmm. Good morning, Nicole. Hey, Bookie. Hey, baby cakes. So I wish Doobie was home so he could go get this cart for me, because I would love to sand that down and turn it into a shelf in my garage. I really would. Yeah. But he's not, so it'll probably go out in the garbage. So, like I was saying, I saw a video. See, y'all hear the sirens now? They're getting further and further away. But anyway, and this guy on TikTok, it says a staff member who saw the surveillance video of the altercation between Carmelo Anthony and the deceased explains the footage in detail. I am not going to say the deceased name, and I'm going to ask you guys to respect that and not say it either. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's his own victim. Y'all understand what I'm saying? He's his own goddamn victim. Because if we're going to talk about how that could have been prevented, we got to take it back to the beginning. And the beginning starts with him, his twin brother, and their cohorts walking over to that tent, thinking that they had control over Carmelo's anatomy, control over his body, control over what he did, where he did it, how he did it, and when he did it. They told him, get from over here, or something of that sort. That meant pick up your body, move it, take it somewhere else now. That's what that meant. And it was a whole setup from what this man in this video says. And I'm going to play it. The man in this video says that one of many walked over to the coach to distract the coach, while the others, the two twins first approached, as the other 3 or 4, maybe 5, pulled up the rear. And well, I'm just gonna let him speak. How about that? Here we go.
Surrounding Carmelo. They showed it on that video. It's on the video. Okay, come on. You can see them. I'm gonna say this stuff. I'll put it this way. Okay. They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss everything. Okay. So watch those 4. There's 4 right there coming up. Right. That's exactly what they say. Okay. And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4. Okay. So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, and that's when they jump. And so they actually did jump him. Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But the same. So it's more than the twins that got some licks on. So they showed that in the video. Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle. Okay. And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the dark boy here. Okay. I think that's where I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, kind of pushing. You see the video going 2 hours. Was it clear enough, or was it buzzy, or what? No, it was clear. It's clear enough where you see the actual individual raindrops come by the camera. Okay. That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Carmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business. Dodging the rain, or? Yeah, it was still rain. Right from there, absolutely. So that day we were under a tornado watch. Right. We were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again, and it was over with. Okay. So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already, and so during that time when that happened, the twins, their 2 buddies, and a few other kids. There was a few kids involved with them. they were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up. On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit, and then the other four came walking together. One went in front, and I'm not going. You assaulted him, period. But they did beat him, and if you look at the not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the whips and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge, his nose is swollen. You can see the whips under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited the one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out.
Do y'all understand that? Y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? And people have the audacity to roll their eyes when people say we need to do something. See, they're rolling their eyes because they're a bunch of lazy, good for nothing, ain't really ever gonna do shit because they ain't never been shit. Nobody gave enough of a fuck about them, so they don't know how to give a fuck or don't care to learn how to give a fuck about somebody else. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. We just supposed to let it go. We're just supposed to. Oh, but when Cardi B says something, oh yeah, these ignorant sons of bitches, they heard Cardi B. Oh yeah, they heard Cardi B. You know, the one whose gimmick is to be nasty and raunchy, her, and those like her. Now, I ain't coming down on your interest of music and things of that nature, and clearly she's proven that she has morals. I said her gimmick. Right? Oh, they heard Cardi B. They want to talk about what Cardi B said she was going to do. But are they talking about what they're willing to do? No, they're not. They play stupid. They play ignorant to the facts. They act like they didn't know this or didn't know that. Don't know how to do this, but if you do that, I'll do this. Type of motherfuckers. Follow the leader ass motherfuckers. Right? I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't. I was clear yesterday when I said, boycott, don't leave the house. It's one damn day. This young man was sentenced to 35 years. He's got to do at least 85% of that before he can even think about going up for parole. 85% of 35 starts at 17. So this young man has to do the amount of years that he was alive on earth the day that this happened before he can even think about speaking out for himself and finding any sense of freedom again. And these so-called content creators are so busy with bullshit. I went up on Peanut's panel last night because I wanted to be the demonstration of what I said yesterday. If you are somewhere, mention it. Say something. And I'm calling y'all out because I keep it a bean. Nobody said anything in that chat. I sat and I watched. I did. I did. Peanut even thought I was gone. I wasn't gone. I was sitting, watching to see who really wants to do what we can about this. I sat and I watched, y'all. Listen, listen, listen. We family. We family. And if I'm wrong, call me out when I'm wrong. Because when you're wrong, I'm going to call you out. I ain't got to say y'all's names. Y'all know if y'all were over on Peanut's channel last night. Not one person mentioned talking about a boycott. I had to go up on her panel and say it myself. Shame on you. I'm calling y'all out. We family. And I love each and every one of y'all. Respect you to the highest. Nobody mentioned it. Why not? When are we ever going to give a damn about us? Because those before us did. They did what they did. The civil rights movements. The Black Panthers. See, the white folks, they want to paint the Black Panthers as a militia against the government. When it's simply not true. They were a group of individuals who were organized, knew their rights, insisted on being respected for such, but they also did neighborhood advocacy. They fed the children before they went to school. They made sure that their clothes were laundered. Ladies did the baby's hair. Men cut the boys' hair. They did all kind of stuff. Food drives, everything. But did the Black Panthers get credit for that? No. No, they didn't. They didn't. Miss Sonia, I understand what you're saying. Sonia said, I've been boycotting since Kaepernick. Well, Sonia, let me just say this, baby girl. If you shopped at Walmart since Kaepernick, you're not boycotting. If you shopped at a grocery store owned by a white man, a white person, you're not boycotting. If you bought gas from a gas station owned by a white person, you're not boycotting. Let me just be clear. See, because when they boycotted the bus, nobody rode them. There was no excuse, none at all. Oh, I'm just going up the road. Or I got to walk 2 miles. And I'm gonna hop on this bus. A boycott means no. A boycott means nothing. A boycott means zero, nada. That's what a boycott means. Well, damn, Sean B., you yelling at him? Sort of, kind of, y'all. We family. Martin Luther King raised his voice. I can't raise mine. Oh, because I'm talking to y'all, I'm supposed to be quiet now. I was screaming and hollering yesterday. Y'all were cool. And I'm not screaming and hollering now. But I'm passionate as hell, and I need y'all to know it. Nobody in Peanut's chat mentioned talking about, thinking about a boycott. They just want to bring up what somebody said, what they heard, what they thought, their opinion. What are we going to do about it? Okay, Miss Sonia, thank you. And I applaud you for that. Miss Sonia said, I don't buy gas from white people, no Target, no Walmart, buying from black people. That is amazing. And I salute you for that. Gretchen says, make them know that they need us. And without us, their business and dollars are going to be short. And they'll close up and move their businesses. Absolutely. Perfect says, as a 10-year Army vet, I've accepted that America is a hopeless racist nation and only cure is reparations. That's where we need to focus our attention, not chase them around for better stuff. I ain't asking for nobody to be chased around. I'm asking for us to insist that they recognize us. And I'm not going to be screaming for some money from them. I'm not doing that, Perfect Blackness, but you are free to do as you choose. My husband gets up and goes to work every day so that every dollar we spend belongs to us. He worked for it. And what's mine is mine. I ain't asking for shit. I'm not marching, asking for some money from them. I'm not doing that. Because quite frankly, Perfect Blackness, I don't think it's us that they owe those reparations to. The people that they owe those reparations to are gone. That damage is done. What's happening today is we're letting them carry that damage on over and we just walking around like it ain't existing. But those reparations were owed to our great-grandparents and before them. So no, I don't want that money. I don't. I'm just fine living off of what we earn. Because in my opinion, Perfect Blackness, the days of screaming about something that they're not going to give us because they feel like it's theirs, we just going to keep screaming about that? Okay, so let me ask you this, Perfect Blackness. How you going to get those reparations? What are you going to do to get them? Let me ask you that. What you going to do to get those reparations? You said the only cure is reparations. What you going to do to get them? I'll wait. This is the kind of conversation I like. Yes, Gretchen, she did. She asked on which day did we want to start it. I can't answer that question, Gretchen. I said I would like to discuss a bunch of us getting together and organizing a boycott. What Peanut was asking was, what day did I want to do the boycott? I can't say that. I can't speak for everybody. I can't speak for everybody. But what I would like to do is discuss it. Like I said to her, a Monday or a Wednesday would be good days. Because see, Wednesdays, I know, is the day that a lot of shipment comes in for our department stores, right? And on Mondays, oh man, everybody hates Mondays, but they gotta go. So if we don't, who got to pick up that slack? You see what I'm saying? So I gave her 2 days that I thought would be good for a boycott, but Sean B can't say when we should do it. I'm not in charge of anything. Sonia says, I too believe America is hopeless. I believe live by the sword, die by the sword. I raised my children to have the opinion to leave here, passports and all. And you're entitled to that, Sonia. You are. You are entitled to that. But you must remember that wherever you go, they have their way of living as well. That you will then truly be an outsider. You'll be a transplant. And how is it that we feel about the transplants in this country? Huh? How do we feel about the Arabs? How do we feel about the Arabian community, the Bangladeshi community, the Cubans, the Mexicans? How do we feel about them? How are they looked at? Well, I need you to know, love, that you being a transplant, there is a period of time that you and your family will have to endure. I just want you to be cognizant of that. I want you to be thoughtful and deliberate in your decisions and actions. Okay? And I wish you guys, no matter what decision you make, I wish you guys the best. Love and prosperity, safety, and God's mercy. Absolutely. Perfect Blackness. How are we getting those reparations? Love, how are we getting the reparations? What are we going to do to get them? Because I do believe a boycott would get their attention. Because isn't that what we have to do first? We have to get their attention, or else we're talking to what? A brick wall? We're just throwing words up in the air? We have to get their attention first. Perfect Blackness. And a boycott is what I was suggesting to do just that. Sonia says, I don't have issues with other communities until they do something to my people. I am not leaving here. My job is to buy land and hold the line. My children are different. Okay. All right, Sonia. Thank you, love. So now that I've brought attention, it's noticeable that a lot of people are not saying anything. And that's fine. It's your choice. And I understand. What I want y'all to understand from me is words are just words without action. I can't do it by myself. Me staying home and not going out the door is not going to make that impact that we need. So anybody who is saying, well, Sean B., you stay home. You're retired. It's easy for you to do that. Yeah, but Sean B. got money to spend. And if I don't, I didn't go to the store yesterday. What impact did it make? I'm not going to the store today. What impact did it make? I'm not leaving the house. I'm not doing anything. No one will see me. What impact will it make? So you can miss me with that. You do it. You can miss me with that. And while you're missing me with that smart ass shit, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Buttercup says boycotting definitely starts locally, and I'm down for it. We got to start somewhere, Buttercup. Peanut, I'm glad you're back. I was just talking to everybody and letting everyone know that the reason why I came up on your panel last night to discuss the boycott was because no one did in your chat. No one. And I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed. Because everyone had their opinions about what happened. What should happen. What should have happened. Nobody mentioned the boycott. And while y'all are grown, y'all can do what y'all want to do. That's a fact. But how long we just gonna keep discussing how pissed we are about what happened? What is it gonna take? Another Carmelo? It's gonna take another George Floyd, another Trayvon Martin, or another 100 that this has already happened to? We just gonna keep talking about it till it happened again. And that's why I mentioned it, Peanut. Peanut says everyone is just upset right now. Not everyone thinks about what to do next. Absolutely. I agree with you there. Not everyone thinks about what to do next, right? That's what you just said. Not everyone thinks about what to do next, right? Okay. So then I salute the ones that do. Because how long we going to keep sitting on our hands until there's another Karmelo? Because wasn't there just a Karmelo? You understand what I'm saying, love? I'm not saying shut your door today. I'm saying I am suggesting that when we are where we are on social media, mention it. Get the word boycott out there so that people can say, and take it to the people that they respect, to the people whose opinions, wisdom that they go to, and talk about it. Right? There is no telling if everyone that was in my chat yesterday was in your chat last night, right? And so that's why I said mention it. Mention it. That's great, Peanut. Peanut said, I literally asked his family representative to open up a bank account to gather fees versus these websites that keep getting shut down. Mm-hmm. Gretchen says, they boycott when they're trying to get a raise up. Bam, Gretchen! You heard me! Gretchen, there it is. There it is, Gretchen. Thank you for that, love. They know how to boycott when they want to raise on their job. They know how to boycott when they want their worth to be acknowledged. Oh, man. They know how to put on their red T-shirts and grab a sign and walk directly outside of their job and dare a motherfucker to cross the line. They know how to do that. We watch them do that. Our needs go unserved or the wait is longer because they're boycotting, because they're protesting. Why can't we? Why can't we?
I was one of the individuals that put in a FOIA request to see the video. What I saw was starkly different from the testimony that I heard given in the trial. There were 6 kids that walked up, 2 splintered off. I guess that part of was introduced in the trial where they went to deflect the coach. The other 4 walked directly to Karmelo Anthony. There was a brief conversation, I say maybe 20, 30 seconds. And from there, a scuffle ensued. It didn't last long. Karmelo backed out the canopy. He looked one way, looked to the left, and flew down those bleachers. Now, this is the video that was presented to us. This is the questions that I have, though. Why wasn't that video presented in court? And is it the true video? Because, again, it's starkly different from the testimony given in the trial. Karmelo Anthony flew down those bleachers, fell at the bottom of the bleachers, got up, took off. It was maybe 2 or 3 kids that you can see kind of give chase, but Karmelo was gone, so they weren't even going to put a finger on him and touch him. Again, there was a scuffle that ensued at the top of the bleachers, and Karmelo got it there. But I don't know why that was not brought up in court. I don't know why that was shown. I don't know if the ISD gave us a bogus ass video. I don't know, but that's what I saw.
Hello, everybody. I'm an advocate for Karmelo Anthony. My name is T. And when I went to see the video, they ask if you want to see it from either 2 minutes before the stabbing or 11 minutes before. So I chose 11 minutes. From the moment she pressed play, Karmelo Anthony was already sitting up underneath that canopy. And he was sitting there for at least 8 to 9.5 minutes. You see, well, I saw a boy in a black hoodie go over to him first, and then they left out of the tent. And then you see coming across the field was another 6 boys. When they got to the bleachers, one, he went out of frame, and the other one sat at the bottom. But the remaining 4, they went directly to Karmelo Anthony. And like T said before, it was a brief conversation, and then all you see is commotion. And we know from the interviews that Hunter did, we know that Hunter was, in fact, up underneath that tent. The next thing you see, you can see Karmelo in the midst of them assaulting him. You can see Karmelo trying to back out, but he gets pulled back forward. The next thing you see is Karmelo. He comes shooting out the back, but he's still not standing. And he had to like kind of crab crawl backwards, and he had to like jerk away from them because they still had a hold of his hoodie. He goes up a couple bleachers, and he's looking around for which way to go. He runs diagonally down the bleachers, and then he falls. At the time of him falling, that's when I noticed another 3 boys coming down the bleachers chasing after him. But once Karmelo got up, he took off. You didn't see him for the rest of the video. At no point in that video do you see Hunter holding his brother. At no point in that video do you see those boys ever going back to the tent and sitting down. That was all a lie. And I also have questions. I don't know how the defense did not play that video, because when you see that video, it was self-defense. Karmelo was only 5'8", 130-something pounds, and Austin and Hunter Metcalf were 6'1", 220-something pounds. So for people to say that he should have used his hands, people can die from fights, from people using their hands. And that's all I'm going to say for right now.
The fact of the matter is, we wouldn't even be having this discussion had Karmelo passed from what was done to him. We wouldn't even be having this discussion had Karmelo met his demise from the onslaught of assault that was brought upon him. We wouldn't even be having this discussion at all. Let me see. Peanut says, you also can't save everyone and some will still shop, but we don't need everyone to make a statement. Not everyone joined in on the marches back in the 60s. No, everybody didn't. Everybody did not. You are absolutely correct about that. And I am not lost on the fact that not everyone gives a damn, for real, about what happened to Karmelo. All they talk is good. They're using their platforms. They said that they would do this and do that. No, Peanut, I'm not talking about you. So be cool, baby, be cool. In fact, these people were setting their people out to go do shit, not even realizing that the damn trial was damn near over. You see what I'm saying? Oh, well, you could go do this and you go do that. What? The trial almost over? Damn, I ain't even know. I'm talking about them folks, Peanut. But I am well aware, love, that not everybody got out there and marched. But what history tells us is that nobody, during the bus boycott, nobody got on the bus. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to, me personally, I'm not going to concentrate on what somebody didn't do. I want to concentrate on what they did do and how we benefited from it. Good morning, Sunflower. Thank you for joining us, boo. Sunflower says, I was listening to a lady discuss this last night. Unbelievable that this whole video wasn't shown in court. Peanut says, thank you, ma'am, for trying to see how everything started. Looking at the case as if I was a juror, I would have said manslaughter due to his defense. I'm glad I wasn't on the jury. I'm just going to put it like that. I'm glad I wasn't on the jury because regardless of who was on the jury, the demonstration is what it is. Regardless who was on that jury, everybody, all 12 of those people could have gone according to the law. Not racism, not bigotry, nothing like that, just the law. The demonstration was what it was. So even if we choose to look at it like that, even if we choose to say there wasn't a racist person sitting on that jury, their hands were tied according to the law, because that's the kind of case that the prosecution put on. Oh man, I've even heard that the prosecutor was coughing, literally coughing, while the witnesses were giving their statements up on the stand. And then all of a sudden, the person would change what they were about to say. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Now, I don't know if the jury realized that or not. I ain't clear. What I am clear on was the defense attorney didn't say shit about it. I object, Your Honor. Why every time one of the witnesses are saying something, he's all of a sudden having a coughing attack? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Whatever legal way they need to say it in court. So I'm glad I wasn't on the jury. I'm glad. But I'd sure as hell like to be a part of Texas being woken up. And the rest of the country, for that matter. I want to be a part of that. I ain't got nothing to do with who don't. But what I will say to those people who don't have any intentions of contributing to the resolution of these folks not seeing us, of these folks not respecting us, acknowledging us, to those folks, if you're not part of the resolution, you're part of the problem. Because there is strength in numbers every day, all day, any day, today, yesterday. The tone said, oh my God, this is what they are not talking about. Absolutely. Peanut said, we wouldn't be having this discussion had them jokers kept their hands to themselves. Absolutely. That's a fact. Sonia said his defense lawyer was terrible. Yes, he was. And I believe due to the dereliction of his attorney, he will be granted an appeal. However, Texas is what it is, and they stick together. So I don't know. Peanut said, not me doing what you do when you come to, what? Not me doing what you do when you come to my page. I don't understand what you mean by that, love. Gretchen says, Miss Seanby, Carmelo could be bleeding inside. He probably won't be checked out by a doctor. Absolutely, he could have been. Perfect Blackness says the fact that his defense attorney didn't have that full video played tells you all that you need to know about his attorney. The fix was in all the way. Absolutely. Gretchen says being punched, kicked, pushed around sometimes does more damage than we could even know. Absolutely. That's a fact, Gretchen. Yes, it is. Lady says a lot is about to come out in more videos. I can't wait. Bluesky says the ones who didn't join the marches are considered to be sleepwalkers. Ooh. Ooh. Bam. Peanut says he was set up. They didn't see anything. His defense did zero to defend him. I literally listened to folks that were in there, and I'm like, oh, he's going, yeah. Peanut says you're about to make me click my button to explain some more, as I need folks to look at the entire picture so our children are never here again. The entire picture. I don't understand what you mean by the entire picture. The entire picture was he was set up. He was set up. And it's a racial issue, because if you flip it, we wouldn't be having this discussion. Our discussion would be totally different. And I'd still be calling for a boycott. Because that black young man would be dead. Those white boys would not have faced any charges. And so therefore, where's the justice? Sonia says, yes, I agree about the appeal. Peanut says, I don't have high hopes on his appeal. And I don't, only because it's Texas. Even if they grant him a hearing on the appeal, they could still knock it down. Like, no, reject it. You know what I mean? And make what happened stand. They could still do that. It's Texas. That's what Texas does. Peanut says you come peacefully on my page and do not be on 10. You come with calmness and get others to look at things differently. That's not being addressed. Okay, I appreciate that. Sunflower says, I wish I could have been on the jury because a lot of things were overlooked in that courtroom. Horrible lawyer, a horrible judge, in my opinion. He didn't stand a chance, and I hope everything comes out. Yeah, but unfortunately, Sunflower, when it comes to being on a jury, you have to address what's put in front of you. And I don't know specifically. I could Google it right quick. But I don't know if the decision had to be unanimous or not. In fact, let me Google that, because I like to speak facts. Does a guilty verdict for capital 1 murder have to be unanimous? In Texas. Okay, it says yes, a guilty verdict for capital murder in Texas requires a unanimous 12-person jury. see if it goes into details. The verdict. All jurors must unanimously agree that the prosecution has proven all required elements. Penal Code S 19.03. Yep. So there you have it. It had to be unanimous. And if it's not, then it would have been a hung jury. And I believe someone said something about the judge threatening to sequester them had they not come with a decision. Perfect Blackness says, I don't think he'll get an appeal, sadly. It's hard to get an appeal for ineffective assistance for counsel in Texas. Nearly impossible. Sunflower says, very much a racial issue. If enough people get loud about it, they will grant his appeal. Peanut says, Sunflower, it was about race. April of last year, when this action occurred. I just wanted to see how it would play out. Sunflower, that part, we have to trust God and believe and have faith. Doesn't hurt to try. It doesn't. It doesn't hurt to try. It does not hurt to try. There are plenty of people every day who do not leave their homes. We talk about the men who are lazy and sit at home playing the game that belongs to their son, or the game that their women bought them for Christmas, but they won't get up and go to work. We talk about the women who sit around on their ass and don't do nothing. Wait for welfare, public assistance, whatever you want to call it. We talk about them every day. So those should be easy to stay at home, right? At least that day they'll be doing something productive. It'll be for a reason. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And I don't care who don't like what I'm saying. We talk about those people all the time. We call them lazy, pathetic. We call the men, oh God, all kind of names. Here, all I'm saying is stay home for one day. You ain't got to go out and march, because when we go out and march and protest, here come the police and they want to tear gas us and pepper spray us and lock us up for doing what the law says that we can do. The people on the news networks call us all kind of disrespectful names like animals and thugs and all that kind of stuff. Right? Folks on the other side, they come and set fires, and the people who are protesting get blamed for it because they're out there protesting. And then you do have the knuckleheads, the troublemakers who take it too far, break into these businesses, steal and loot and all of that kind of shit, which takes away from the motive, the movement. Because all they've done in that moment was cause them to have deflection. Because now they're no longer talking about why the people are out there marching or protesting. They're now concentrating on the looters or the arsonists. When a lot of times, little do y'all know, those fires are started by the police. It gives them cause to come out there. That's their excuse to come out there and make us leave. Yes, Perfect Blackness. Yes, it is. I Googled it, love. Yep. I love to educate myself. Absolutely. Bluesky says the twins' bully father joined a live stream and spoke. He had so many harsh things to say. The Metcalf family paid for that conviction. That's where the GoFundMe went. Well, I done heard it bought a house and a car, and now it's done paid for the conviction. Lord have mercy. Sunflower said, I seen D.L. Hughley was pissed last night about it, and I hope more feel the same. Oh, absolutely. I believe they do. I'm sure Steve Harvey talked about it this morning. I just don't go on his channel anymore. See, so a lot of us have our quiet boycotts, right? A lot of us do. When I learned how Steve Harvey treated his previous wives, I told my husband, I'll never listen to him again. Ever. Never. That's a boycott. And it's just me doing my own private thing. So when I say, Miss Sonia, I understand where you're coming from. I understand. Sunflower says, because that's the problem. Too many are quick to say it won't happen. But who tried? Peanut says that attorney spoke to so many folks connected to Karmelo. He will not win a case based on that attorney. It'll come down to the judge, what he allowed and didn't allow. Karmelo's appeal is blank. Polos says, I love what you're saying. Keep talking. Peanut says the movement is us. So we can make sure our children aren't the next name. What are them folks doing in that town right now? Absolutely nothing. That's all I'm saying. And it appears to me, Peanut, that we're saying the same thing, just differently. Right? Like last night when you said two things can exist at the same time. Two things can be right at the same time. I agree that not everybody is going to get up. I agree. I agree that not everybody is going to call off work that day. I agree. That not everybody is not going to go drive for Lyft or Uber that day. I agree. But those are the people that I'm talking about. Those are the people, because they be the first one to talk about how wrong it is what happened to Karmelo and those before him and those that will inevitably be after him. Hell, it could be us tomorrow. You never know. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. The ones that's got all of this goddamn mouth, but tell their ass to stay home. They're going to roll their eyes and get the mumbling up under their breath. You ain't going to pay my bills. What you asking me to stay home from my job for? I might get fired for calling off work one goddamn time. Huh? But if a nigga was knee deep up in your ass, you call off work for that though. Like, come on, man. Y'all know how many people called off work the day they got their income tax? Let's talk about it. How many called off work the day they got that income tax check? Ah, shit, one day won't hurt. I got to go shopping. So them the folks I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the ones who are willing to call off work, to be absent, to be a no-show in society that day. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones who have no intentions but got all the mouth. It's a simple, don't go outside. That's all it is. And someone mentioned earlier in the chat, Peanut. Well, Peanut asked you when you wanted to do it. You never answered her question. And I told them, because I can't make that decision. I can't tell everybody we gonna do it this day. Right? June 28th, ain't nobody going outside. I can't say that. I said I would like to help organize the boycott. And then I said, Peanut asked me what day did I think would be a good day to do it. And I thought about it. And I said, Mondays or Wednesdays, Peanut. And I said that to Peanut because I know for a fact that most department stores get their deliveries on a Wednesday, or they need all hands on deck on Wednesdays. Well, if we ain't shit, if we ain't about shit, ain't never been shit, ain't never gonna be shit, and you think you gonna keep us up under your knee or your foot, think again. I ain't coming to work Wednesday. Figure it the fuck out, since I'm so not worthy of your respect. If you don't want to give us accountability, our civil rights, the same kind of truths that you give to people who look like y'all, I ain't coming to work. Figure it out. And I said Mondays because it being the summertime, it's a whole lot of folks doing a whole lot on the weekend. Man, they dread seeing Monday. Oh, God, I got to get up and go to work. Well, don't. Don't. Because just like you dread Mondays, they do too. Make them figure it the fuck out. And for those that say, I'll get fired if I call off work, well then, love, I'm here to tell you, your job was already in jeopardy. I said it yesterday and I'm saying it today. Your job was already in jeopardy. So don't let this be the reason why. You could save that deflection for some fucking body else. Or we gonna talk about it, y'all. We gonna talk about it. Peanut, why I get on your nerves? Why, boo? I love you, Stay. Steptoe said, speak on it, Sean B. Peanut said, and I literally said it depends on your area and your area decides. She did say Monday or Wednesdays. Just saying. Peanut said, to be honest, it should be different, said for different cities, so it's not one big hit. Feel it every week. I understand where you're coming from. Y'all hear them sirens? I don't know what's going on, but it's something big. They just keep coming and coming and coming. It's probably a car accident, but they just keep coming and coming. I understand what you're saying, Peanut, and yes, I think that could be effective. What I am afraid of, though, is the word getting out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I would love for the first boycott to be a punch in the face. Like total blindside. Ooh, you ain't even see it coming. But if we do it different cities at a time, I think the word will get out and they will prepare for that day. If it so happens. You understand what I'm saying, Peanut? I think it could be effective after we do the first blackout. See, blackout implies unexpected, you know? Like during a thunderstorm and the lights go out. At least during the thunderstorm, you're at, take the lights, don't take the lights. Oh, please. But it's sudden and unexpected whenever it does happen. You know what I mean? But I feel you on that, though. I think that could be effective as well. And I think that would be a great follow-up. Oh, y'all thought we was done? No, we ain't done. Bam, Austin, feel that. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the city. You know? That's right. Bam, here go LA. Here you go. You know? One of the 5 boroughs. That kind of thing. You know what I mean? Tampa, boom, here you go. Yeah. Richmond, ow, there you go. Chicago, yes. Detroit, uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lady says, let me say this. A motherfucker took my mom's life, and two officers, in so many words, wanted me to drop her case. I'm not going to get no answers, but because I'm fighting on a seed and prayer, anything is possible. Absolutely. But you're fighting. You see what I'm saying, lady? But you're fighting. You're not going quietly into that good night. Okay? Lady says, when we say it's go, when we say it's going to be hard, I don't think why we can't speak in the atmosphere. It's going to happen. This is touching because I heard these words. It's not going to happen. And I'm fighting every day. Peanut said, I can agree with that. Sonia says, I lied, Sean B. I bought my furniture from Ashley, but made sure a black man got the sale. A black man got the commission. Ashley got the sale. But I understand where you're coming from, Sonia. And I appreciate your honesty and transparency. I appreciate that. Peanut said we did the blackout after Project 2025 and it did zero. So no ma'am. Hit them every week. Tag team. I said I understand. I understand. Stay out there, Asian businesses though. I don't go in them no goddamn way. I don't know what the hell. You know what I mean? I don't go in them. Now, truth be told, I don't know who owns what stores I go in. So I don't know if an Asian man owns the Family Dollar that I may stop in for some batteries. You know what I'm saying? What we don't know, we don't know. But what we do know, we can do something about. Good morning, Pamela. Thank you for joining us, boo. So I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of hope I didn't ruffle any feathers, but on the other hand, I kind of do. I kind of do. And I'm going to tell you why. I hope I ruffle feathers enough that'll make people that don't plan on doing anything reconsider it. Rather, it's organized to happen every week at a different place or once at a time. One total nationwide blackout like they did the protest for George Floyd. People were protesting on the same day at the same time. The only reason why clockwise it was a different time is because it was two different time zones. But everybody, it didn't matter what TV you clicked on, everybody hit them streets, literally, on the same day at the same time. And George Floyd received his justice. That police officer was convicted statewide and federally. So on the same day at the same time can work, Peanut. Does it always? No. But do we stop trying? Is all I'm saying. I don't want to, I'm sorry, boo. I don't want to hear, girl, that ain't going to work. I don't want to hear that. Martin Luther King's house was bombed, set on fire. He was stabbed, and he kept fighting. He kept fighting. 4 little girls were bombed in a church in Birmingham, Alabama. They kept fighting. So what are we going to do? We are the children of the children of those people. We just not gonna do nothing? I ain't cut like that, man. I'm not cut like that. I'm not cut to concentrate on nothing happened on in this year. Nothing happened when we did that. I ain't cut like that, boo. I'm not cut like that. I can't get down like that, Peanut. Martin Luther King had every right to say, fuck this, I'm putting my family first, I'm done. He didn't. He had every right to say, fuck this, they trying to kill me, I'm done. He didn't. He didn't. So how can we not? Good morning, Dwayne. Thank you for joining us, love. How can we concentrate on what didn't happen last year, Peanut? How can we concentrate on that? When the injustices to us keep happening. Your mama, how about that? Whoever the hell, your mama was a bloodthirsty thug. How about that? I wish I could bring that back and ban that bitch because I clicked the wrong one. Peanut said, my mother was from Alabama. I know all about that state history. She made sure of it. We watched the Four Little Girls documentary yearly. Okay, here we go. Bam. Got your ass, you stupid bitch. You're a dumb bitch. And you deserve to be in the toilet. Anywho, having been spit out your mama's mouth. Okay? Peanut says, she made sure of it. We watched the Four Little Girls documentary yearly on that anniversary. And my project was dedicated to them. Oh, she said, drop the link. Well, damn it all. We had to disagree on something in order for this hooker to come and grace my platform. Well, ain't that nothing? And baby, I'm just joking when I say this hooker. That's what I say for, you know what I mean? Like you said last night, that's what I say. It's a term of endearment, baby, I promise. But come on, Bookie. Come on, baby. Laugh out loud. Not hooker. I love this. I'm so happy you took that as a joke, my God. Yes, bro.
I looked at this and I said, not hooker. She said, oh,
Well, I love
goddamn,
you,
what?
baby.
I was like, oh, she said, goddamn, what I do? Why you want to click my link? And then it went to hooker. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, boo.
How are you doing today? I hope all is well.
I'm good, baby. I'm about to close these windows and turn this goddamn air on. Yeah.
We about to get a whole heat wave. You're gonna need to leave those windows closed. It's
Oh
about to be a
my God.
major heat wave coming. They already issuing droughts.
Oh my God. Ooh,
No,
Lord.
keep them windows closed. The time to air your house out been gone. You
Yes,
should have
yes.
aired it out by now. You should have aired it out by now. No, we about to reach summer months. Ain't no more airing out until a rainy day.
Well, I've been turning it on daily. It's just at night I turn it off because the house has, gotten down to like 68 degrees. And
Them
so,
times gone. Them
that
times
light,
gone. Yeah,
yeah,
them times gone. Yeah, we ain't getting there no more unless it's rain coming. Mm-mm.
right, right.
With that being said, it's like what you said earlier. We are saying the same thing in different ways. And that's why on my page I shout people out because I'm not everybody's cup of tea with how I say things. But
Right.
everybody's saying things the same way. I mean, they saying the same things, but in different ways.
Mhm.
So not everybody can catch the hard tea.
Okay.
Everybody can't swallow what you're putting out.
Mhm.
Some people need gummy bears. Some people need you to cut their steak into small, different ways. Some people need mashed potatoes,
You
and
better
they
say
can't take anything else. So it is what it is. But what I'm saying is the reason why I say the mass blackout is not going to work because we've tried it so many times. Was it effective? Yes, but there was no action plan afterwards.
that. Mm.
There was no action plan afterwards. So yes, we did a mass boycott of Target, Walmart, and all the other stuff, but that was monthly things. You then just went and bought a whole bunch of stuff to prep for the boycott, and then you didn't shop again until the next blackout date. Or
Mm.
you went to shop out, you went to continue to shop until the next blackout date. That's why I said like everything needs to happen in a domino effect.
Okay.
That's why I say. In terms of this specific case,
Uh-huh.
and I said last night I was not gonna go live because I was still too emotional, but everybody asked for the part two.
Mhm.
So I'm never going to not be emotional about this case. And I finally had to come in terms of that I'm always going to be emotional and I'm always going to be upset. And I'm not just going to blame one person in terms of my angers and my frustrations. You got some people blaming the parents. I blame them to a certain extent as well. I got names. I got a whole list of who I blame. I blame the parents. I blame his defense attorney. I blame that county. I blame that city. I blame the juries, the ones that was potential and the ones that got on the stand to be there. I blame everybody. The judge, the prosecutor was just doing his job. That's the only one I ain't 38 hot with right now. Because he did what he was paid to do. The judge did not do what he was paid to do.
Okay.
So no, I'm 38 hot with that judge.
Okay.
And I have not confirmed if this was literally his last case or not, because I've heard it. Everybody keeps repeating that this was his last case and he's going into retirement mode.
He,
No,
he went out with a bang, didn't he?
that's what I heard. That's what I heard. That's what the streets are saying. But in terms of me, I've been that one that was boots on the ground. I've been protesting.
Mhm.
I've protested. I've marched physically, boots on the ground. Then got attacked by so many white folks and got almost hit by cars from white folks. I've done all of that. Now I'm taking my platform to where I am now, which is just covering court cases and showing you guys how the system actually works.
Right.
Like I literally left this chat for someone asking me to look into their case.
Okay.
So this is what I do now. So when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking in terms of, oh, Shayna Lee not pro-black no more. No, Shayna Lee always gonna be pro-black, sweetheart.
Right.
I am always going to be pro-black, but I also want my people to look at things in a different perspective. And that's what I'm saying. Look at the bigger picture. When I say look at the bigger picture, I mean the wide frame. Learn something from it. If you're not learning, you're not growing.
That's true.
So what can we learn from this case?
That it ain't over.
It's not over. It's not over, and it's never going to be over because now he's a name. He's a number. We're always going to speak on this.
And we've got to turn him into a movement.
You can turn him into a movement. We George Floyd was from Fayetteville, North Carolina. We turned him all into a movement. The market house that was downtown where they sold slaves at, it ended up having Black Lives Matter around it after a joker tried to burn it down. You can most certainly turn things into a movement. But what I'm also saying is you can turn it into a movement in your own way and just start representing it differently. But you cannot be more upset than that community is upset. That community ain't doing nothing. Because what they're gonna say is everybody that came out there and cut up was outside agitators. They
Exactly.
they always love doing that.
And
So
you
be
know what?
careful.
Let me say this right quick. You know what? I had a problem with the way they were out there carrying on. I did.
Oh my
I
God,
did.
it was embarrassing.
Let me remind you guys of a scene of a movie when the movie Malcolm X came out, when Malcolm X told that white cop, I'd look out that window if I were you. That white cop went and looked out that window, and what did he see?
Mm.
He saw an iron wall that would not be moved. That motherfucker's skin crawled. The hair on his whole body stood up. They could do nothing but do what Malcolm asked them to do, which was to release that young man. And it better not be a hair on his head out of place. And that is exactly what they did. That is the kind of demonstration that we need. However, I am not ignorant to the fact that people these days just don't have that kind of control.
They don't.
That kind of self-respect. They don't have it.
They don't. And you brought up a valid point of that as well. Like, you have so many people in this dynamic of social media. A lot of people that went down there only cared about a click and a view and a share.
Yes, ma'am. Say that again, Peanut, for the hookers in the back. Say that again, baby.
Don't do that, because that's my term of endearment.
Say that again. Say that again, baby. Seriously, say that again. They thought you were talking to them. Say that again, baby.
A lot of folks literally went out there for a like, comment, share, and a click and a view. They didn't really care. Because if you really cared, you would have been on this case from the beginning. And this is why I don't cover viral cases. I'll look into it. Now, I'll follow the mess out that joker, but I won't cover it, because you have these outside people that just come in and they agitate the whole entire environment. You can go from just peaceful marching to now they just come in with hate, anger, because they need that extra like and that view. Nobody tunes into the real stories and the behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They tune in for drama. And now y'all done seen the news media out there. Now y'all coming and cussing folks out, getting in folks' faces and all the other stuff. That was extraness that did not need to be happening.
Absolutely.
That was extraness that did not need to be happening.
It was.
And when we did the whole George Floyd case out here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, we didn't do all of that. We didn't do all of that. Like, you have now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't camp out there, but you had people camping out.
Uh-huh.
Now, I sent food and I would drink and I would send waters and stuff, and I would just be there during daytime hours because I got a kid at home. I'm not about to be out here.
You supported the movement. That's all.
I supported, and I was actually physically there. I'm just not about to camp out.
Right.
So we never had that type of situation happen to where you had people that was just coming out there to agitate the situation.
Mm-hmm.
We never had that. Now, do we have the white folks that was coming out there taking our pictures and our license plates and stuff like that? Yes, we did. We had that. That's never going to go anywhere.
Right.
We had the death threats. That's always going to happen when you have a movement.
And that's why this boycott, no matter how we do it, okay, no matter what we ultimately agree upon, how we're gonna do the boycott, that's why it is so important. And that's why it's different. And I believe it will get their attention, because there is no way for them to do any of that. You understand what I'm saying? We get nobody screaming in our face. We get nobody threatening to lock us up. We get nobody tear gassing or pepper spraying us. We get no damage to property. We get none of that. No pictures taken, no nothing.
I've always said, stop hitting the streets, stay home.
Yeah.
Stay home. Stop hitting the streets. Stop spending your money. Just stay home.
That's right.
Just stay home. That's too easy to do. Stay home.
I understood what you meant when you said it wasn't effective, because ultimately the stores didn't lose anything because they went and spent the money the day before in preparation. So it's just 6 in one hand and half a dozen in the other. You know what I'm saying? Same damn thing.
Exactly. And that's why I was saying, like, if we're gonna get on some mass type thing, I'm like, well, god dang, I got like a half a tank. I need to fill up.
Right.
So that's
And
what I'm saying.
the thing is, you don't need to fill up because you're not going in. It's one day. It's just one day. Nobody's going anywhere. You're not getting in your car going anywhere. So the gas that's in your tank is going to be there the next day. So
And
you don't need to fill up. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but we're saying the same thing in different ways and a different timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Because how I do my boycott, I don't just do one day.
Mm-hmm.
I boycott you forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't, it's very rare I will go into a Walmart. It literally, everything got to be closed.
Yeah.
I don't rock with Walmart. I ain't never been a Target person, so that was already easy.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna have to work with me on Amazon Prime because you know that's my go-to.
Full transparency. I shop at both of them. I do. I shop at both of those stores. When Doobie was a shorty, Walmart was his favorite thing. We go Walmart. We go Walmart. Yes, Doobie. We going to what? You know what I mean? Like absolutely.
No, I hate Walmart.
I
Because
can't even lie about it.
I boycotted Walmart before it was even a boycott because you ain't about to ask me for no receipt and you see everything in a bag.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I literally took the whole cart back to customer service and said, "Give me my fucking money back."
I understand that, and I get that, and I applaud you for it. But you know what I do? I tell them, "Fuck you! I ain't showing you nothing."
I've done that too, but after about you only gonna get so many chances with me before I say fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
You only gonna get so many chances, especially when I see a white woman and everybody else that done walk past you and you ain't asking them for no receipt. But
Oh,
you like,
girl!
ma'am, fuck you.
Ooh.
Give me my money back.
I said it. I said it. I said it. Oh, you ain't asking me for my receipt. Did you ask them for theirs? And they turn around and look. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Did you ask them for theirs? Then all of a sudden, you know, they throw their hands up like, okay. Yeah, I know it's fucking okay. I ain't showing you shit. And I'm cussing them out all the way out the goddamn door. Yes, I
No.
am.
After about that second or third time, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. Give me my damn money back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
But no, I've never been a Target person. I've never been a Target person. Does it look nice when you go up in there? Yes, but I feel uncomfortable. Like it's supposed to be welcoming. Like it's Target is like the Chick-fil-A of fast foods. I ain't got time because you watching something. You doing too much. It's too many of y'all in different areas, so you watching folks. I ain't got time. Let me get up out of here.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, so,
And truthfully speaking, what I want everyone to take from this is we all have our individual experiences and therefore our individual choices on how we move forward through our lives, right? And with that comes the way that we want to address this situation. All I'm saying is we got to do something. How we do it, I'm in agreement. I am not fighting it. I'm not contradicting anything that you're saying, sis. That's my word. All Sean B is saying is, and if you call me Shauna one more time,
I'm sorry. It's a habit.
You said that last night. Ooh, girl, I was cringing. I was like, oh, my name ain't Shauna.
And I caught myself every time I freaking did it, and I still keep doing it. So my apologies.
But all that I'm saying is, y'all, we have to do something. And those of us who know the ones that's got the voices, but ain't doing shit, I need y'all to talk to them. And if they continue to not do shit, I need y'all to tell them, shut the fuck up. All you're doing is spewing hot air.
Somebody get him out the chat.
Shit.
Get him out the chat.
We talking about, oh.
Don't even read it. Don't even read it. Get him out.
I ain't even see it. But y'all see, we talking about making a move. Hold on 1 second, sis. Let me get this.
Let me mute because I'm about to go on.
We're talking about doing something that is going to affect their bottom line. Did we have this bullshit yesterday? No, we did not. We did not have this yesterday. But we got it today. Why? Because we are all together on one accord, talking about affecting their bottom line. And now here comes the hate. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Y'all hear what Peanut is saying? There is a way. As long as we got the will, there's a way. These fuckers ain't coming in here attacking the check for nothing. They're not. They're doing it for a reason. Go ahead, sis.
And why they messing with you? Because if they would have came in my chat, I would have went slam off last night. They don't come in my chat. They don't
They
come in my
don't come in
chat doing
mine
all this.
either. They don't come in mine either. You've
Like,
never seen this. You've never seen this before.
this is crazy work to me. This is really
Because
crazy.
of what we're talking about.
Like it's
Because
every time you try to be positive and try to find a solution, and how do we go forward moving forward? Like how do we move forward after this? Okay, this is done.
Mhm,
Temporarily is said and done.
mhm.
How do we move forward? And here you come with negative jokers.
Exactly.
Like, come on now. What are you trying to do? You trying to incite fear? You trying to like anger? Like, what are you trying to do? What is your purpose?
They better go listen to my other lives and realize Sean B ain't scared of a motherfucking thing and ain't shit you could do about it. You can't take nothing from me. You can lie, but you can't. That's not going to be effective. And I'm still going to fucking scream about a goddamn boycott. Fuck them. Fuck them all. And
And that's
feed them rotten fish. Fuck them.
not rotten fish.
Rotten, corroded fish. Stinking fish. Dead fish. Girl,
3 eggs and ham.
girl, purple.
Okay, Dr. Seuss. Okay, Dr. Seuss. But I do want to highlight this one thing
Okay.
because I'm pretty sure I upset somebody in the chat. They probably just ain't said nothing because I'm a hothead.
Okay.
So why I blame the parents. This is why I blame the parents. I got so many questions for you, and I cannot wait for that interview to be released fully so I can see if you guys asked the right, so I can see if that young lady asked the right questions because it doesn't make sense to me on why you selected this particular defense team. Like I don't understand.
Well,
Whether
from what I heard the father say was his family, his friends, everybody he talked to told him, get a white attorney.
and
Get a white attorney.
that's what our black folks need to stop doing.
Absolutely.
Because okay, so I didn't come from money. My family built everything they had and they brought I was raised in the hood at the beginning. And I tell my siblings all the time, like y'all don't know what the ghetto in the hood really is.
Mhm.
Because I'm the second oldest of seven. Y'all don't know what that life is like. So why y'all trying to mimic it? Y'all
Okay.
don't know nothing about that. Because that's where I started. I started off in Section 8 housing with my mama.
Okay.
So, and I watched her build herself all the way up and they moved us to the suburbs.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm saying I can relate to the mother, but I also can't understand at the same time. I can relate you moving your children to the suburbs and I'm putting myself in the shoes as a mother
Mhm.
because my children has never seen a struggle.
That's right.
And if they have seen a struggle, it won't be like the struggle of the next person.
Absolutely.
Their struggle is you want the strawberry Pop Tart and you got blueberry today. Did you
Girl,
get a Pop Tart?
okay. Options, girl. They do be
So
is his options, man.
yeah, so some of these kids do not see the struggle at all.
Mhm.
And it irritated me because I grew up with a mother that was extremely pro-black.
Mhm.
And I got it hard from her being her only light-skinned baby. I got it hard from her.
Okay.
Like she made sure I knew my history and everything else. And being an activist out here, my mama was with me every step of the way.
Okay.
Every step of the way. Which is why I got cussed out because I won't teach my kids about Harriet Tubman. But it is what it is. But to say for her family to tell her to go get a white attorney is is diabolical to me. I can't even come up with the words. Like my mouth dropped. I was just like, why would you do that? If anything, get a well diverse attorney team. That's what she should have had. a well diverse attorney team because she literally had Black attorneys reaching out to her that would have done it for free. And that's what people don't understand when it comes to high profile cases. You don't have to pay for a defense team. A lot of these attorneys be coming out here and they want to make a name for themselves.
That's right.
So you don't have to pay for some of these folks.
That's
But you
right.
went and got this white attorney that just sat there, didn't object to anything, didn't he came with no expert witnesses, he came with nothing.
Nothing. He didn't come with anything.
And you paid for that.
Yeah,
But everybody wanted to make it seem like, oh, well, it's a court appointed attorney. Where you get that from?
exactly. So let me suggest this. May I suggest that you not blame the parents until you have the answers to your questions. Maybe the word blame is a bit harsh. Maybe instead you say, I question what the parents or why the parents chose what they chose. Maybe we could do that instead of, because you don't know everything. You said that yourself. You have questions. You said you have so many questions. So how are we forming an opinion?
I can see where you're going, and I see what you just did.
Okay.
You doing what you be doing when you be coming to my platform. I see what you just did. I, I see what you just did. And you can go ahead and chuckle all you want to over there. I see what you just did. So I'm not going to blame, but I'm going to judge.
Okay. Okay.
I'm still going to judge them because I feel like everybody failed this young man. He should not have ever gotten 35 years.
That's a fact.
He should have never. If anything, it should have been a manslaughter. It should have been manslaughter. And I'm only saying that because of the evidence that was presented and how his attorney lacked in defending him. Because I literally cover court cases.
Mhm.
So I can already see where it's going before it even finishes. But I literally kept my mouth shut, and which was hard to do. I kept my mouth shut and let me see how it's gonna play out. And a lot of content creators, the attorney was following for help.
Well, let me ask you this. Was manslaughter even a charge?
Yes. So his charges included first degree and included manslaughter and included however Texas worded. It's
Uh,
pretty much a crime of passion. So initially he was only charged with first degree. But I kept telling people this, and everybody else kept telling me a lie, kept calling me a liar. But I'm like, no. If you listen to the questions that he was asking the jury, he literally broke down each charge and the state's definition of that. Take away from what you think is first degree in your state or whatever the case may be. This is how Texas operates. He highlighted that in questioning the jury after the 2-page questionnaire. This was day 2. So he highlighted that. So I was like, okay, you're highlighting and breaking down each of these charges. You're going to leave that up to the jury in the end. That's going to be part of what they can decide. Because why are you speaking on it if you're not going to leave that open for the jury to decide on those charges? Because he's only charged currently, he was only charged with first degree. So you're giving the jury opportunity to find him guilty of lesser charges, which was first degree, manslaughter, and crime of passion. And then the judge came up and ruled out manslaughter. Was it manslaughter he ruled out? I think it was. Yeah, I think he ruled out manslaughter. And then, which was the confusing part for me, you then turn around after the jury finds him guilty of first degree. You then turn around and say, oh, well, in terms of sentencing, you can use crime of passion. What? You ain't even making sense right now because they're paying attention to social media. So now they're circling back, trying to not make an uproar and to
right.
protect their reputations.
Right.
Now,
They,
this everything has been about social media. Even the judge himself said to the jury, don't listen to them social media folks. They don't know what they're talking about. They know nothing about this case. Why are you even telling the jury not to pay attention to social media when they ain't even supposed to be on social media. That's why
Ex-
you should have. That's why you should have sequestered them jokers.
Yeah.
Like it
One
don't make
second.
sense. I'm
One
sorry.
second. Hey, Vanessa, thank you for joining us, baby. Peanut, read what Ray got in the chat.
I did see that. I did see that. And that's another reason why I want the full interview to be released from the parents because they they definitely did have attorneys reaching out.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely did. And I want to and you said that it was the family that told them. I probably did not get that second clipping of it. I probably have not looked at that yet because I didn't even see that interview until this morning.
Mm-hmm.
The snippet of it, which is why I was like, "Ooh, I wish I would have seen that last night." But I
Right.
literally said last night they were told to get this white attorney because they thought it would make their son look better. Y'all done cut his hair and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
and this is why I'm speaking in terms of parents that raise black children in the suburbs. Don't forget where you came from.
Absolutely.
Don't forget who you are.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Trying to
When
keep up with the Joneses. Don't ever forget that.
Listen, when Doobie was starting high school, I had to have that if you're approached by a cop talk. I did. And I told him, don't put your hand, don't hide your bag, drop it. Whatever you got on you, drop it to the ground and stand there. Legs spread. Don't put your hands on your body. Don't cross your arms. Don't do nothing. Either put your hands up in the air or put them out to your sides. But drop whatever bag you got. He like, but mom, we live over here. I said, did you hear what I said? On that off chance that yourself is walking to the store, they don't know you're only 14 years old. They don't know that you're a good kid and have never been in trouble. What they see is a 6 foot, light skinned black kid walking by himself. That's what they see. Ultimately, you'll fit a description that they can never give you, and there is the onslaught of harassment. And all I want is to be able to get you an attorney instead of a medical examiner.
That part. That part. And it's not alleged, Dark and Lovely. It's not alleged. The defense attorney and the prosecutor did work with each other at one point. That's not alleged. That is actually factual information. You had the prosecutor that called his own self stupid to the jury. He literally said he wasn't the smartest crayon in the box after making fun of the judge being a bully to the potential jurors. So
Wow.
no, it was all everything was all connected. So when everybody keeps saying, because I'm gonna come with facts,
I know that's right.
when everybody was saying that it's all connected, it really freaking is. And I was really hoping, and I kept my mouth shut because I was really hoping that that's not the case. But when you start dealing with some of these suburb counties, these country counties, that literally happens. Your attorney is literally going to lunch with the DA and the fucking judge. They have drinks together. They eat together. They break bread together. They're
Mm-hmm.
co-workers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now you may have some that don't do that, but the majority do, which is why I always tell everyone in cases where families reach out to me and want me to look into their cases, I always tell them it depending on what the case is about, get outside attorney and make sure it's not within the same district. Because just because you're getting outside attorneys that's not in that county does not mean that they're still not connected to that county. You got to be smarter. You got to be smarter with some of the things that you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because these your attorneys are voting for some of these judges to stay in that seat. And
Yeah.
I'm glad North Carolina is so wide open. I can pull up your voting history.
Mm.
I can pull up your voting history, so I already know what I'm gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why certain questions was asked on that questionnaire. in terms of your political stance. How how do I say this? Not only your political stance, but how you view how this current country is. They was asked about immigration. They was asked so many different questions in terms of trying to figure out if they was MAGA or not.
That's what I was about to say. You are absolutely correct.
And a lot of them refused to answer that question, refused to answer any of those questions regarding politics.
Mm.
So who are we to say that some of those that refused those questions weren't on that jury pool?
Hmm.
We don't know. So when you literally break down this case, any attorney will take this case on an appeal pro bono.
Hmm.
They
Absolutely.
would they will take it. It's just a matter of it being Texas and how far it's going to go because it's freaking Texas. I kept telling people last night, it's freaking Texas.
It's Texas. It's Texas. It's a what do they call it? Um, they make their own laws, no matter what's on the books.
Florida too, though.
And when you say they make, when I say they make, what I mean is they follow their own beliefs. They don't care about the law. Will they tweak it and contort that shit to fit their narrative or whatever their motive is? Absolutely, they will. But yeah, Texas. Oh shit.
Texas and Florida is bad. Don't ever commit no crime in Texas and Florida. Like it's over for you.
Hmm.
And I'm even upset that they moved him all the way to Huntsville. When you and I try not to do this with doggone freaking cases. I really try because I hate conspiracy theorists. I hate it. Like I get annoyed every time with it. But when you look into this case, everything is by design.
Hmm.
Like you literally moved that man to Huntsville. Huntsville in Texas is where they go to
The death chamber.
yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Why'd you move him there?
I
You,
think this.
you had so many other doggone neighboring counties for safekeeping.
Absolutely.
Why'd you put him there? And then I literally, before I clicked the button to join your live, I literally was watching another CC that was highlighting who the warden is of that facility he went to.
Mm.
They literally showed pictures and everything. And I'm like, how was you related to the family? Because you got the same last name as that family.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. Lady, isn't that what you sent me?
It probably is.
I think that's what
Because
lady sent
he's the
me.
warden there. His last name is Metcalf. Or whatever you pronounce that doggone freaking name.
Yeah, man.
The Nutmeg Gallery. That's what I'm call them, the Nutmeg Gallery.
I know.
He's literally one of them jokers.
Well, Pamela is saying no, he's in Nova Soda,
He's
Texas.
in Nova Soda. Okay. Okay, because somebody said that he was in Huntsville. Because
Um,
technically, with a high profile case like this, they don't even let you know when they moved or where they're at. You won't get any of that information unless it comes from the family.
right.
Because the whole point is part of protection. So nobody should even be putting out where he at right now. So who's putting that information out?
Okay, Pamela says Huntsville is in the way till they get housing. They put him in protective custody. That's in Willette County, Texas.
Well, I ain't never heard nothing good about Huntsville, Texas. I'm gonna be honest with you. I only
Oh,
know of Huntsville, Texas because of the road.
mm-hmm.
So no. Now, I know of Huntsville, Texas for serving fried chicken before they unalive somebody. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how the inmates find out that they about to unalive somebody because the dinner menu that night is fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
That's like saying, do you want fried chicken and watermelon? Like, don't play
You
with me.
understand? I was picking up what you was putting down. Motherfuckers disrespect you till you're gone. Crazy.
It's crazy. And I got so much to say because that's how long I've been following. And a lot of you guys are probably surprised because you just like, you don't cover viral cases. I don't. I don't cover them, but I follow them.
Mm-hmm.
I followed them from the beginning to the end. So I seen everything and how it was playing out. I seen them say that it's not about race. It's about two kids and one made a bad decision, one's no longer here. Seen all of that. But I also seen them start wiping away things that was posted on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Because that video everybody's discussing was actually posted on social media. And you can't find it no more.
Well, I've got to say this, and some people, including you, Peanut, may disagree with me, but I don't believe. I believe Carmelo made a bad decision. I don't think he did anything wrong. I believe his bad decision was sitting up under that tent in the first place.
He was called over there. And I ran track in high school. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went underneath different folks' tents. I have. You're speaking to people. Carmelo was a well-known athlete. So for any of them to get on the stand and say they didn't know who they was is crazy. He was well freaking known. He had scholarships. He was well freaking known before this happened. He didn't self-appoint himself to be the freaking team captain of the football team. His coach didn't. He was voted on to be the captain of his team by his own teammates. Even his coach got on the stand and said, everybody know Melo. He's known for Melo. So when that boy came up in there, because the brother was already there and didn't say nothing. You can't tell me he didn't look up one time and seen a black boy was underneath his tent. You mean tell me he was on a doggone freaking just scrolling through TikTok and not paying attention to his surroundings?
Right.
Not in the country. In a white majority area, and you see somebody that's colored that come in your tent, you gonna pay attention.
Hell, I pay attention to the person walking up behind me in the grocery store.
That part, he knew he was there and he didn't say anything. Hunter said zero. He was under that tent the whole entire time and didn't say nothing.
So it was the other brother. Oh
It
no,
was
it was
Austin.
okay.
Austin is the one that's no longer here. It was Austin.
But
Austin came back.
baby, please don't say their name again.
Okay, I'm sorry. So so the little a-hole,
The victim. Hmm.
yeah, the a-hole came over there and doggone freaking made a big deal like, who is you, trying to bang on his chest, and he was just like, I'm Mellow. They already knew who he was. He was invited into that tent. He was chopping it up, speaking, whatever the case may be. He wasn't even performing because he still had a football injury.
So he
And
was only there in support of his school.
he was there in support of his school and his teammates. He was still injured.
Right. Okay.
He literally was still injured. He
And
was on.
so that just bolsters my decision anyway that Carmelo didn't do anything wrong.
No, and like I said in one of my previous lives, I'm small. I'm very petite. I'm tall, but I'm very petite.
Uh-huh.
And you can yank somebody up, break a bone, and it can punch your artery.
Absolutely.
You got so many major arteries in your body, you probably don't even know they're there. So him grabbing him up the way that he did, you literally could have unalived that boy. You literally have people out here that is doing physical violence and they hit their head the wrong way and they are no longer here with us no more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you yanking somebody up that's already injured on metal stands. Carmelo, I don't even think he was a buck 60. I don't even think he was a buck 60. Very small in frame. Slamming somebody down like that, small in frame or big, whatever the case may be, you slamming somebody down like that can be detrimental. And I don't understand why his attorney did not highlight that.
Mm-hmm.
And them boys Them little demons over there, one of them was already suspended from the team. This was his first meet that he came back to from being suspended.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and this is what happened your first game back.
Mm, 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 mm.
I told my base that was asking me questions about this case. I've been told my base, everybody flipped on him.
Yeah.
Everybody flipped on him. I told y'all from the beginning, everybody flipped on him.
Yeah. I agree.
And it was told in the statements that when they were on the stand, how many times they changed what happened from when they originally gave their statements to the police up until now. Everybody spoke about a fight happening. Even the little evil surviving Joker, what he was saying in his interviews on TV was completely different than what he was trying to say when trial started. Just for him not to show up because he knew he was gonna get ate up. I ain't never seen a witness refuse to get on the stand and not go to jail.
Um, it is a lot. So let me ask you, did the attorney, did the defense attorney or whatever the hell he's supposed to be, sarcasm, y'all. Did he stand up and say anything?
No, no, the attorney did not object to anything.
My goodness.
Nothing. Even with Carmelo, even with Carmelo's friend that was in the tent that he was speaking to, when the attorney came up, the prosecutor, when the prosecutor highlighted, I just spoke to your father last night. How are you doing today?
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. That was a threat.
The attorney did not, the defense attorney didn't even object to that, nor did he try to re-question him when he legally could have.
Right. That was a threat right there. That was a threat. I spoke to your father last night. That was a threat.
And highlighted how the defense attorney never spoke to him. Well, now we see why the defense attorney couldn't reach him, if the defense attorney even tried.
That was a threat. I'm telling you, they threatened that man with his livelihood, his
It's
life.
so
Hmm.
when I tell you I was just shaking my head, and everybody was so upset with me when I said he gonna get manslaughter. I never thought it would be first degree, but I thought manslaughter. And then looking at anywhere from 2 to 99 years, I said he's gonna get 18. And he's gonna get 18 because that boy never was able to see 18. And if it goes to 30, it's going to be so he can't reproduce. That young man is not able to reproduce, so you ain't either.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So 35, I was just like, God dang.
Yeah.
Like his whole life gone. And then that's when I started going into the motion of, I hope he's not going to be institutionalized. Because I know people that get institutionalized within 5 years.
Absolutely.
So it's so many different variables. And they intentionally did the time that they did so he wouldn't receive bond. He goes straight to prison. He will be in prison within 2 weeks.
Shit, I bet he there now.
No, he's not a if he's housed in a prison right now, it's for protection and protection only. But he will be assigned to his prison intake unit
Oh,
within 2 weeks.
you mean classified? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
he will be assigned and classified in the DO system within 2 weeks.
yeah.
And when I say DOC, for the new people that don't follow court cases like that, Department of Corrections.
Corrections.
And he will be in the Department of Corrections within 2 weeks. And from there, he's going to sit there anywhere between 30 to 90 days for them to classify his threat value and his harm. And because he has been charged with first degree and he has received the sentence that he has received, he's automatically going to maximum security for most of his time.
Because it's murder.
Yes, he's automatically going to maximum. So his parents' last day touching him was the day before they went to, was the day that they went to trial. They would never be able to physically touch or hold him again. The jury knew what they were doing. That county knew what they were doing. And I personally don't believe that he took the weapon there with the intent to do what he did.
I
But
don't either.
in the state of Texas, you don't have to prove that. You don't have to prove that. And it's messed up. It really is.
Because the knife that they did say he had was in within regulation of a pocket knife in the state of Texas. It was 5 inches or less. So that shouldn't have even been, the only reason why that should have been brought up is because it was the weapon that ultimately supposedly uh um killed
And
the
they kept highlighting school property. He was it wasn't at a school. It was considered um
it
district how do I want to say this? It was considered to
it
be school property just because the school district owned that land.
right, that's what I was going to say.
It did not happen at a school, but
It
they
didn't
kept
happen
highlighting
at
it.
a school. Yeah, right.
And he faced his punishment for that. They expelled him from school. But legally carrying that pocket knife,
So
he was within his legal right.
I have a question. Was the twin expelled for fighting?
No, he graduated. They let him walk across the stage, and I think he accepted his brother's degree as well, diploma.
Posthumously. Yeah. Um but Carmelo was able to graduate as well, just not in person.
He was still able to graduate, but no, he was not able to be on any of those county premises because he was expelled for 365 days.
Yeah. Hmm.
So no, he still graduated,
Hmm.
but he was not able to physically accept his degree. No.
I wouldn't have wanted to. I wouldn't have wanted to. I wouldn't have. Mm-mm.
So I just looked down at the chat and somebody said they screamed out loud. I'm not exactly sure what part that was, but I'm so sorry.
Miss Pamela, she says she just screamed out loud. She's so heartbroken. And we all are. We all are who really care. That race is not, something that's in our forefront when our compassion kicks in. I personally have compassion for everyone if they are done wrong. Wrong is wrong. Wrong does not have a race, a creed.
Oh,
It doesn't have financial status. Wrong is wrong.
Miss 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 Brenda, I'm so sorry. Miss Brenda, it was not mentioned at all regarding your comment. That's what makes me more upset. They never mentioned the direction. Only thing they highlighted was that it went 2 inches deep into his heart. They never mentioned the angle. They never mentioned anything
And we couldn't have trusted what that motherfucker was gonna say anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
because of, because to me, from the folks that I know that seen the video, and from everyone that has seen the video, he he had yanked Carmela up, and that's when it happened. But nobody's speaking about that.
Hmm. Hmm.
They just want to.
Nobody
Yeah.
even bothered to speak about the fact, and this is a fact. None of this would have happened had those entitled sons of bitches not come over there and messed with Carmelo first. They were not the gatekeepers of that goddamn track and field. Okay? The coach didn't tell Carmelo to move. You understand what I'm saying? So, but nobody's going to say that though. They're instead going to say you don't bring a knife to a fist fight. Okay. But what is one person supposed to do against 4 or 5 different people? How would you have handled that situation? Won't nobody talk about that either.
They
Those that
not.
are speaking for the person that is gone. They won't talk about that either. They instead want to call Karmelo a thug. Your mama's a thug. How about that? Because I know y'all listening. You understand me? That's the part that infuriates me so much, because instead of having on the point, transparent conversation about all the facts, they instead want to push a narrative and change the wording for that purpose.
But Mrs. Sean, this case could have went so differently if the judge had allowed cameras in the courtroom.
I mean, of course, it would have had to, right? Because then there would be no secrecy. Because what they're trying to say now is everything that we're saying is speculation.
And that's why I hate it. That's
Yes,
another reason why I don't cover federal cases, because cameras are not allowed in the courtroom of federal
right.
cases. You
They
have to rely on someone to come out and tell you what happened, and you have to trust what that person said, or you got to go over here and
yeah,
piece things down and piece things together yourself.
and a whole
He should allow, if they felt like he was this guilty person, like they said he was, the judge would allow cameras in there.
and a whole lot of content creators were truly dogged after the Diddy trial, because it was so many different perspectives and given about their take of what happened that particular day or the next day or the day before. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree. I would love to have been in there to see it, my own eyes, hear it with my own ears, because I'm going to come and I'm going to regurgitate it exactly how it is. I'm not going to self-serve anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a dog in the fight besides the truth. That's just like I say about Romika. If you speak Romika's name, they want everybody to only cover, like, you're not a Romika supporter if you do anything but Romika. Well, y'all go to hell with that, because that's not why I started my channel. Mm-hmm. And so therefore, when I do speak about Romika, however, I am speaking the truth as I know them. And that is where the cars were parked, and according to the law, definitions of what transcripts say, what the enhancements really mean, what kind of sentencing is the defendant facing. That's the way I covered the case. I don't come with the what was happening in their threesome ass relationship. I don't come with all that. That's not the point in the court of law. What happened when she went to get that? It don't even, technically speaking, and I know some people are going to disagree with this.
Oh,
technically
Lord.
speaking,
What you about to say?
when it comes to self-defense, all that matters when it comes to self-defense, don't take nothing from what I'm saying, don't add nothing to it. When it comes to self-defense, what matters is what was happening in the moment that she grabbed that gun. And what was happening in that moment was she walked away from Romika, went around her car, went in the car, and grabbed the gun. Per the law in Illinois, it is not self-defense if you can get away, but don't stay away.
Amen.
That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all.
That's how I would have narrated had I been in the courtroom for Karmelo.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. And then you got a whole baby in the back and you ain't check on that baby, but you went to go get a firearm.
Exactly. Right? If you were so afraid, why didn't you just stay in the car? He said he moved the car so that you could leave. Why didn't you? Oh, see, but they not saying that though. Mm-hmm. All they're saying is she was blocked in. He moved his car. Okay, I'm going to give you that. Stay right there now, love. Stay right there, right? The other side, the white side, y'all stay right there. And I know we're kind of, pivoting a little bit, but let me just say this right quick. on, because we are talking about the trial in self-defense, right? Okay, fine. If y'all want to say the defendant was blocked in, but witness number one moved his car, the fact of the matter is, when she got in to get that gun, why didn't she get in and move? Why didn't she get in, close the door, lock it, and pull off? He had moved his car at that point. Oh, okay. So now y'all
Especially,
shut up.
especially when you got a restraining order against said individual.
Exactly. So now are y'all gonna shut up about that part? Because see what they do, Peanut, is they sit in the gallery, in the bushes, right, swatting mosquitoes and shit, trying to hear what you're saying, and then try to figure out a way to debunk it or add something to it. That's why they came out with the shit that they were saying about a week or two ago. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they were saying that. That's why they started talking yet again about the positioning of the cars. Because they heard people like me showing pictures of where the cars were parked, how they were positioned. And so they want to come out loud like they got a flex talking about she was blocked in. He moved his car. You heard him tell the investigators. I heard him tell the investigators he was trying to defuse the situation too. But we know that's a fucking lie per the bruises on Romika's back. How was you trying to defuse some shit? Okay, so don't tell me what the witness number one said, because let's be clear, and I'm gonna say it again. Judge Clancy said his testimony, his statement cannot be proven or given any weight because he has an interest on both sides. So we're gonna stop talking about what the witness said when the judge already said it don't matter what he said. But just for shits and giggles, right? Y'all say he moved the car. Okay, then why in the fuck didn't Lil Yellow get in the goddamn car?
Not Little Yellow.
No pun, Peanut. Miss Light Right sitting over there. No pun, boo.
Why is Yellow folks got to get a tech for her?
But why didn't she get in her goddamn car and pull the fuck off then? He moved it, y'all said. I'm sorry.
She should have, but Miss Little Yellow took me out.
I'm sorry, Steve.
I should have muted and let you just continue going. My bad.
I'm sorry. I never need no harm.
I know. I'm a mute.
So Dwayne says, I don't believe he should have been charged with first degree murder either. Absolutely. We're all in agreement on that.
He shouldn't have, but they do that a lot though.
I don't think he should have been charged at all. I'm just going to go right out there.
It's Texas. And they overcharge a lot and this is not just Texas, this is regarding the criminal system, the criminal justice system, period. They will overcharge you just for you to take a plea. They will do that. Like you can get charged with a felony and you take a plea deal and they're going to drop you down to a misdemeanor.
And see, that's the part that bugs my brain, because these folks live there.
Mm-hmm.
Do they not know how Texas get down?
You can live in an area and be from an area and feel like this could never happen to me.
I understand that. It could never happen to me. Okay, but it's happened. So now is when you put on your thinking cap and remember where the hell you are.
It's that suburb mentality. I mean, I highlighted it a little bit last night. I should have went more in depth into it. But it's that suburb mentality, like,
because listen, I shared the story about a month ago with the family about my husband getting arrested when he beat a fucker for being a peeping Tom in our window. My husband got arrested, Peanut. We in the burbs. We are in the burbs. But had that peeping Tom been looking at retired Judge so and so's window,
Yeah.
that judge could have shot the shit out of him. Cause see, over here we don't use the words pew pew. We don't. My channel is set for 18 or older. If your ass can't handle these adult words, your ass don't need to be in my adult channel. Okay. Anywho, with that disclaimer, I carry on. Had that judge shot the shit out of a motherfucker staring in his goddamn window, he could have put the bullet right through that fucker's eye while he was looking in the window. That judge wouldn't have gotten arrested. But because a black man did it. But the judge told me he did. He said, I know y'all all don't understand. You don't understand, Sean B., why your husband got arrested. The law is if they can or if they are trying to get away, you have to let them and call the police.
That's true.
I know that now. The correctional, I mean the deputies was telling us you should have drug his ass and put one leg in the door. That's all you had to do. Put one leg in the door and you wouldn't be here right now. I'm like, for real? He's like, yes, ma'am. And these was white folks, but they was telling us Jews. That's what he said. One leg. So yes, there is a suburban mentality. And I learned that lesson that day. Absolutely. We got, the judge knocked it down to like public nuisance or some shit like that. He knocked it down to a misdemeanor. My husband had to pay a fine and it was gone. But the fact of the matter is, I guess the lesson was more valuable than the money he had to pay. And that's why I know about self-defense or anything like that. Even when it comes to the Castle Doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Because he was on his way through our bushes off of our property, we were supposed to let him go. Had we caught him at our window, the Castle Doctrine would have kicked in. But we didn't. And unfortunately, because I was ignorant to the law, I'm showing the police officers this fucker on our property from our doorbell camera footage. And he says, okay, let it play. So I let it play. And literally you see dude walking across our grass, down our walkway. And then he's about to walk through the two bushes that's right there at the sidewalk. And that's where my husband caught his ass.
And the crazy part about that is he literally could have sued your insurance company and got paid.
He could have. They wouldn't
That's
have
the crazy
won.
part.
He could have sued. But let me tell you something. Because we contacted our insurance company to see if we were at fault. And what our insurance claim representative said was, he may try, but he won't win. You know why? Because it was because of him that he was there. We didn't invite him onto our property. We could prove that he indeed was on our property. So he was ultimately charged. Don't get me wrong. He was charged. But so was my husband for something different. So he wouldn't have won that claim. He could have tried it though.
I'm confused on why them demons wasn't charged.
Hello. I'm gonna let you talk. I got to close these windows. Go ahead, boo.
I We've been talking for an hour and you still ain't closed them windows. See, you need your hand popped yourself. I done told you we got a whole heat wave coming. But I'm really confused on why these boys were not charged. Because everyone stated that there was a fight. Even the surviving demon, he spoke about touching Carmelo. So why was folks not charged for assault? And why was that not highlighted that they were not charged for an assault? Why was the evidence of those interviews entered? That right there was free. You didn't even have to pay to do that. So we'll play along with the storyline that it was a court appointed attorney or whatever the case may be. Okay, it's court appointed attorney. We're going to play along with that narrative for just one moment, even though it's not true. They're still allotted a certain amount of funds to protect the defendant. And that didn't happen. But no, this was a paid attorney who did not do his job. He literally could have gotten all those interviews and played them. He could have played them, especially knowing that you have a defendant that you're probably telling it's in his best interest not to testify, because that's what most attorneys do. But typically in self-defense cases, the defendant testifies. They testify. You literally got members of the jury that said that they not gonna buy the self-defense, the self-defense narrative if he does not testify. And an experienced attorney would know that. I'm not even an attorney. I just cover it and go down rabbit holes on my free time. That's why I'm about to get subpoenaed now. Somebody mama just asked me if I got the damn letter. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, but you you just gotta pay attention and think smarter. And this attorney failed him. And I don't see why you weren't gonna call him up. The prosecution wasn't gonna call him up. You knew that. So why were some of these videos not aligned? Why was no one's phones at the scene taken into custody as evidence?
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that there was not a kid out there live streaming. Kids will go live for less nowadays.
Absolutely.
So you cannot tell me, oh well, I just acted like I was recording. I wasn't really recording. You a whole lie. And I
Oh,
should smack you upside your head.
all right. I know that's right.
Cause why you lie like that?
Hmm. It was definitely a deliberate setup, and I agree with you about the whole self defense and what the jury looks forward to hearing. And that's why I hope that this Romika case goes to trial. I hope that she's not given a plea deal, because she will accept that plea deal.
Oh, she's been offered a plea deal already.
Oh
And they're gonna continue to offer plea deals. And they'll go back and forth where they offer plea deals. Sometimes they'll come with a lower number, then they'll go up, then they'll go back down, then they'll go up, then they'll go back down. But right before the trial starts, ain't no going down. That number is going to increase more and more and more. But they most certainly offer her a plea deal. No state ever wants to go to trial. So you're always going to be offered a plea deal.
well, I
You,
hope she don't accept
no, she ain't about to accept it. She about to be a dummy.
it. Because listen, Peanut, listen. I was told by a credible source that she can't accept the plea deal because of the company that's paying for her defense. The only way that they will pay is for a not guilty verdict.
I've heard that and I don't believe it.
I've never heard of it before. You know what I
I've
mean? I've
I've
never heard of a place where you get your license for a permit or whatever for a weapon is also a place that will pay for your defense. I've never heard of that before.
it's insurance. As a weapon owner, you can purchase insurance.
But what I'm saying is, like I know
That's
that, right? But what I'm saying is the kind of insurance that will pay for defense in the case of you using your weapon. I've never heard of that, is what I'm saying.
They will. I can put you in contact with a company right now that be texting me live updates. They will.
Okay.
They text you daily.
So then why don't you believe it?
I don't believe it's in terms of her. I don't. And I feel as once more information came out regarding this case, they already dropped her.
Hmm.
I feel like the insurance company already dropped her.
Okay.
That's why you got the auntie that was posting her OnlyFans, trying to get more views over there for her OnlyFans.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord. I keep hearing that damn ugly fans keep fucking rearing its ugly ass,
Yeah,
disgusting head.
so I feel like for me personally, in my personal opinion, I feel like the insurance company that she gathered, because as a responsible firearm owner myself, it
Hmm.
is in your best interest if you purchase a firearm to carry your insurance.
Hmm. Hmm.
Get you some insurance. Don't just go out here and buy one just because you can.
Or make sure that your attorney have all your affairs in order.
So I feel like the insurance company probably already dropped her, and that's why they over there scrambling for content and doing everything else they doing over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I could be right. It is my personal opinion. Nobody paid me or doggone served me to say it's such.
Hmm.
My opinion is free.
Hmm.
And I ain't talked to nobody about it. How about that? But
Right.
that's just my personal opinion in regards to that. Now, in terms of, I done forgot what I was about to say. Doggone it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, because I already say something else and I forgot. Maybe it was in a comment. I don't know. Uh, but in terms of the Carmelo case, that's this story is so heartbreaking.
It
Uh,
is. It is. And part of the heartbreak are the lies. Because be it not for the lies, there wouldn't be a need for a cover up. You see what I'm saying? That's the heartbreaking part. Like I knew none of this that I know now. I didn't know any of this yesterday. But all I knew yesterday was that um the Krispy Kreme looking fucker come over there telling him get from up under
listen,
there. That's all I knew was that he came over there trying to make Carmelo move from under that tent. I had no knowledge of, I knew he had a twin brother, but I didn't know he was involved. I didn't know three, four, five other kids was over
yeah, I've always said it was about 5 or 6, and they circled him. That evidence was out there at the beginning, but they scrubbed social media the same way that orange joker up there that's in DC, the
there. Hmm.
same way he scrubbed the internet of things that he don't like about him when he
Hmm.
first got in there, the same way this county did.
Hmm.
That stuff was scrubbed. It literally was 5 to 6 people surrounding him.
Hmm.
There was a fight.
With one of them distracting the coach, right?
No, the coach claims that he went to go get a crock pot. I ain't never seen nobody bring no crock pot dinners to no track meet.
Hmm.
I ain't never seen that.
And I think that's the lie, though, boo. I think that's the lie.
The coach said he went to go get a he.
That
Okay, so
lie,
what?
because
So
from what the guy said on TikTok that we listened to, he said that you could see one of the kids walk over to the coach. See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but what they're saying is that the evil Joker that's no longer here, he went to go look at, and that's another thing that in my mind doesn't make sense because I'm in the suburbs. When you're in the suburbs and in the suburbs of the country, because there's suburbs and then there's the country suburbs. In the
Mm-hmm.
country suburbs, all of our schools are in the same area. You'll
Mm-hmm.
have the middle school right here, the high school right here, the elementary school right here. Everybody's in the same general area.
It's like a campus. Yeah. It's like a
So
educational corridor.
they literally said that the one that's no longer here went down, him and a group of people went down there to the middle school to speak to those that were practicing and everything else. You know, they were speaking to their former coaches or whatever the case may be,
Mm-hmm.
while the one that's still here was in the tent while Carmelo was there, scrolling on his phone. They came back up and seen that he was there, and they like, "Who are you?"
Now,
It,
see, I heard it was the other way. I heard that it was the one that's no longer here. He was the one under the tent the whole time. And it was the other brother that is still here. He was the instigator with him and his posse that came and
you know
instigated
what? You're
the whole.
right. I'm wrong. You are correct. I am so sorry. You are correct. My apologies. You
Mhm.
are definitely correct with that. So my apologies. You are correct, because that's what people are saying, is that the one that's still here is facing survivor guilt right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely are correct.
Mm-hmm. For instigating some shit, and his brother, he deserved it. He deserved to be suffering from survivor's guilt. He deserves it.
Hmm. I still can't. I'm still in my mind trying to fathom, and I don't want to hold you too long. I'm gonna drop down in a little bit. I just want to finish this final thought.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why those interviews were not played,
Huh.
because that was free. And I think that's what I would, that's, this is exactly what I forgot to say. Those interviews, he could have literally pulled up on the internet, and they was free, of how many times the story has changed and everything else. He could have just presented that evidence,
Hmm.
and he presented zero evidence, zero witnesses. The witnesses that he presented were literally witnesses that the prosecution was not going to call.
No rebuttals, no nothing.
He did nothing. There was no expert witnesses. There was no objection, no objections. Ugh, I can't even speak right now because I'm getting mad.
Nobody,
I'm trying to calm myself down. There
not a
was no,
not a teacher to speak about
and
the
there was a teacher
personality.
there.
No,
That's
I mean a teacher that could speak for the character of Carmelo.
that's the thing that I'm saying, Miss Sean, like Mrs. Sean. There was a teacher that was coming to court to support him and his family. They didn't even call her.
Wow.
She was coming, and they didn't call her. There was no expert witnesses. There was nothing. This is what the family paid for. Stop listening to people telling you what to do and think outside the box. Look at the whole perspective. I'm,
Right.
I'm not trying to say that I just would have had a whole black dream team. I would have had some of everybody, because I want to know how you would view things.
Right.
Because as a different, I'm black. I'm of a lighter hue, but I am black at the end of the day. I'm probably the most pro-black person you ever meet, even though I'm of a lighter hue. And with that being said, I would have wanted to see how Asian people view things, a Mexican person view things. I would have literally did all of that. The way that this attorney went about it, he didn't even do a freaking mock trial. Because if you would have been doing mock trials and you would have been doing all of that, you would have prepped Carmelo Anthony to speak on his own behalf, because he should have. It was a self-defense claim. You hardly ever spoke to him.
Just wrong.
You hardly ever spoke to him. And whatever backlash that attorney gets, I ain't gonna feel bad for him. Because they've been calling his business and blowing that line up.
Just wrong on so many levels. This young man was done so wrong.
It doesn't, and again, who is the judge to say who he wants on the jury? It's not your decision.
It's not
It's not your decision on
supposed to
who
be.
you want as a juror.
It's supposed to be the defense's, because the defense is the one with the right to um um address his accusers. And
The
so it's his choice if he want a bench trial or a jury trial. And when it comes to choosing the jurors, that's why it was the defense, the prosecutor, and him that was there during the choosing of the jurors.
exactly. The judge is supposed to be unbiased.
That's right.
They're supposed to make things make sense and choose the right side. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. That's the job of the judge.
Because even when it comes to what a lot of people don't know is, even when it comes to when the judge is reading the laws to the jury, the prosecutor and the defense have already agreed upon the wording of those it's a word that it's called when the judge reads them the law. It's a certain wording, like literally. If the defense don't like the word of in that moment, they say, I don't like the word of because it puts it in this context and we want to leave it in that context. And the judge will say, prosecutor, you all right with that? They'll say, yeah, take the word of out. Literally, y'all. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I don't think it happened in this case, but that's how it happens. There's literally an agreed upon, damn it, I wish I could fucking remember the word I'm looking for.
Well, while you looking for it and you trying to gather it, because it took me a minute to come back and figure out what I was saying. So
Oh,
while you thinking about it and looking for it,
yeah, go
the
ahead.
judge is not the judge is not to have an opinion.
No,
And he set the tone from the freaking beginning. He's a fucking asshole. And I try my best not to cuss over here because I cuss over there on my platform. But he's a fucking asshole. He's a dick. He really is. And this is why I said that it's an ineffective and inadequate counsel, however you guys want to word it, where you from, it's not going to work in terms of the attorney. It may not, but it's Texas. In another state that probably would have worked, but in Texas, it's gonna come down to the judge. Because he's supposed to be law and order. And right now, Carmelo Anthony filed his appeal yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It might have been the day before. Because let me see. We're on Thursday. So when he filed his appeal on Tuesday, he filed a blank paperwork. He just filed just so he could file before 30 days. He literally could have waited. But he's so lost right now, he don't know what to do. He's still just listening to the adults around him. He's still a freaking kid.
yes.
To where he's listening to them and he filed an appeal and the shit is blank.
Hmm. I told you the paperwork, I said that yesterday, the paperwork could just
Let me
get
mute.
lost. The paperwork could just get lost, man. It's crazy. But the word I was looking for was instruction. When the judge is giving the jury their instructions, it's literally agreed upon between the prosecutor and the defense, and they go back and forth, and then they come to a compromise on how the judge reads the instructions to the jury. And a lot of people don't know that. I don't believe that was done here because shit, the defense attorney didn't put up any objections about any damn thing.
Not a thing. Not one time. Not one time did he defend this young man. He did a little bit better in his closing arguments. And I think that's only because of the pressure from social media and content creators. He listened, he heard, and he was okay. Well, y'all calling me out right now. I got to at least try. And I listened to one content creator and he went in there. I forgot, I think it was day 2 he got there. And I'm not going to mention him because I don't know how mentioning other content creators work over here, but I'm not going to mention him. And he literally was just like, it's not about race. He's getting a fair trial. And I really believed him. I was like, okay, good. And then I started listening to other content creators that stayed while he left. And I'm like, this ain't fair. He going to jail. He going to prison. This is not fair at all. What part of this being fair are you getting this from? Is it because you got a white wife? Because you literally had a Trump supporter behind you on that live and you speaking to her, telling her to take that hat off because she about to get attacked after that verdict came out. And then she changed her hat and she calmed her tone down. This is why I say things should have been televised because you got different people coming out with different perspectives.
Absolutely. And all she did was took off one hat and hid her hood. That's
Hmm.
all she did. She took the hat off to hide her hood because they just replaced the hood for those MAGA hats. That's all.
Yeah, she took off that hat and put a Texas Ranger hat on. How about that?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna take off this MAGA hat and I'm gonna put "I support you" police hat on.
Hmm. Hmm. And you heard how the police were behaving out there.
They
Get
was
off the roadway or you're
no.
going to jail.
I seen it. I seen a lot of the live protests. They were not protecting anybody out there. They didn't even start doing anything until after the verdict came out. They was allowing people to approach Carmelo Anthony supporters to attack them verbally. They was allowing that. And them people, some of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, some of them stayed calm and some of them reacted, and you will have another person just carrying them away and telling them to stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
But the police outside allowed them to do all of that until that verdict came out. It was only then that they started telling people that was coming out there with kids, you got to go.
Mm-hmm. I saw the white dude. I don't know if y'all saw him, but I saw him. He had on a white hat and a black and white T-shirt, and it was some kind of Arabic kind of wording on the back of the T-shirt.
He got arrested.
Everybody, because he was inciting. He was trying to incite a riot. He was trying to instigate anger.
I
Out.
think they said that he was a former runner for congressional in that area, for a congressional seat in the area. He got arrested, and the black dude that he was inciting a fight with got arrested.
Because he was doing too much. Every time somebody had a microphone in front of them, he comes into view and he turns his back, but he's standing there listening.
Yeah, he's a
And then as soon
conservative.
as that person finished talking on the microphone, now he's having words with them. He was all over the place.
Yeah.
You couldn't miss him.
Yeah, he got arrested and he was smiling in his mugshot. They arrested him, and the person that finally had enough of him and responded, they arrested him as well. But the black dude that you speaking about, I think he was drunk. I think they arrested him for public intoxication and some other charges. He went out there drunk.
No, I ain't talking about a black dude. I'm talking about a white dude.
Oh no, see, I don't know. I don't.
I'm talking about a white dude.
You talking about the,
He had on white shorts, a black and white T-shirt, and on the back of that T-shirt, it had some kind of Arabic writing. I don't read it, so I don't recognize it.
I missed
He
that
had
one.
on a white cap turned backwards, and he was messing with everybody.
Okay, because there was a black conservative out there that was messing with everybody too, and his butt got arrested. I don't know
Mhm.
about the white guy.
Yeah, this was a white dude. And every time you turned around, he was walking into the camera. He would turn his back and just stand there. You could tell he's listening. And then when that person finished speaking, the person who was speaking would walk off, and then here he's walking in their direction. And then you hear the dialogue, even though the camera is on the crowd. You can hear the dialogue, and sooner or later, you hear somebody telling this dude, "Fuck you, man, fuck you." And then they will walk into view, even though the camera's not focused on them. They're walking into view, sort of like a cameo type of situation, and you can see them in the distance having words, and then you see them in the distance having words with somebody else because somebody done turned around to confront him for confronting everybody. You see what I'm saying?
I
Like,
see what you. I see.
stupid,
I,
man.
yeah, I see what you're saying, but we also had people on that side that was doing it too.
Yeah, I understand.
We also had people that was doing that too. But when you show up situations like that, being that I am an activist, you have to learn how to start tuning certain people out and stay on a mission.
Yeah, you can't behave that way. I
You
said that
can't,
at the
yeah,
beginning.
you can't behave like that. And you had, unfortunately, while we're highlighting those that were coming over being outside agitators, we also had our own people that was coming out there to be agitators too.
Yes. And see, what I think a lot
And
of us,
they can't get no passes because a lot of them came out there to be agitators for a click, like, and view too.
absolutely, absolutely. I think what a lot of us have got to get straight is the fact that our plight is no worse than the plight of our elders or those before us.
Mm.
So stop acting like you got a reason to be out there acting a goddamn fool. They
That
weren't out there acting a fool. They were not. And because they were not out there acting a fool, the fear of God was in their oppressors because they didn't know how to think. What are they thinking? What are they going to do next? Why are they just standing there? Why aren't they saying anything? Why are they so cool? Man, they couldn't stand Emmett Till's mother. They couldn't stand her because she had so much decorum and self control. She didn't let them see her sweat. That's how we've got to start being all that out there screaming and hollering and hooping and acting a fool. I understand you're passionate. I understand you want to cry. Go do it in private. Because out here we need to look like soldiers. Because what are we doing? We're fighting a war everlasting that's going from one generation to the next. Stop acting like damn fools.
I agree. I definitely agree because how they were acting all the way up from the day one of the trial, which I don't like to count. I don't like to count jury selection as day one. In my opinion, jury selection is not day one. I count day one as opening statements. So from jury selections all the way up until the end, you can see the buildup coming. So once the verdict came out and you have folks fake hitting the floors because they seen a camera, I was just like, okay, y'all are real calm out there.
Mhm.
And then I started watching more. I was like, is this the calm before the storm? Like what's going on? So we can know as black people how to support the black folks in this community.
Mhm.
And then it just went radio silence. That's why I'm saying we have to do what we do in our own communities because that community ain't doing nothing. Where they been at this whole entire time? You show up with cameras to support this young man because it's viral right now. But where was y'all at in the beginning?
Wait a
Was
minute.
y'all protecting this family? Where was the Black Panthers in that area for this family? Where was any of you guys at? NAACP. I ain't never heard them jokers speak until after the verdict came out. I didn't even know they had uh I didn't even know that they had the doggone freaking NAACP out there until they released a statement after the verdict. I'm like, oh, so y'all do exist out there? That's why I'm saying, like, we got to start taking charge of our personal communities and figuring out what do we do and how we learn our lesson and what we do moving forward. Not everybody want to be saved and helped. That community don't appear to me that they want to be saved and helped. They okay with how everything is. And if they okay with that, let them be okay with that. Let me drop down because I'm about to go off.
No, you ain't got to go.
Did
But
I?
what I do, hold on, just say that 1 second. We'll write it down, write it down. Who is this talking about? Please, someone tell me it's not true. They letting that girl out on pretrial release.
That's not true. Matter of fact, I can't say that's not true. Let me look it up real quick. I think they talking about the Ramika case. Let me
Right.
see.
I'm assuming that that's what they're talking about. Please let me know because I'm looking on Pink Print and I don't see nothing advertised. I mean, announced. Nothing at all.
Okay, while I'm looking, I don't want it to be dead silent. So while I'm looking and I have to learn more about this particular state because I'm not familiar with it.
Hmm.
Um You never stop requesting bail. If you have a good attorney, your attorney is always going to request bail for you.
Well, what I know was happening was, please look it up because someone is
I don't see anything
right, right,
regarding a pretrial
no,
release.
no, no.
I don't.
I'm reading the comment. Please look it up because someone is live talking about it, but I don't want to put names in your chat, and please don't. Um, what I do know was the Judge Clancy, originally denied bail, right? And then her attorney put forth a motion again. It was denied again. So then she went to the appeals court. The appeals decision was not unanimous. It was 2 against 1, one being for her to stay locked up. But they had 30 days or 7 days. I don't know. They had a period of time that the prosecutor could appeal that decision to the Supreme Court, the state Supreme Court, in which they did. The prosecutor sent it to the state Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, we will pick this up because we believe that, some things are not straight here.
There, she
One of those things being that her attorney was saying one of the reasons for her wanting to be released so that she could have her baby out of custody. Well, come to find out, she's not even pregnant. So it was those kind of discrepancies I am understanding for the reason why the state Supreme Court picked it up. On top of the fact that they don't have the manpower to police these people out on electronic monitoring. So for those different reasons, bail is still being denied. What
and
this
her
person is saying is that she's being released on pretrial.
as of right now, what I just looked up, as of right now, she still has a $0 bond, and the next court date is July the 23rd.
All right. I wish Miss Barbara was here because I know she would, or Trina for that matter.
Yes. Next court date is July the 23rd. Is she still has a $0 bond.
Right.
So whatever they're saying that she's about to be released, if she was about to be released, it would be included in her inmate booking information. It is not included.
Right.
So do not allow, we literally just spoke about allowing people to incite fear, intimidation, weakness, and anger into you,
And false information.
and false information. So no, that's not true. That's not true. She's still out here being dangerous to folks, and she's a risk to the community and others. So she still has a $0 bond.
Good.
So please don't do that again. Please don't do that.
Right.
Because you will have people that will click their button for a click, like, view, and share.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know who you are. I can't even begin to try to pronounce this crazy ass name.
They
But
sassy. That's what they're gonna be called, sassy.
what I suggest that you do is you go look it up. Okay? You go and look it up to, enlighten and educate yourself on the details. And then that way, you're not asking, you're educating everyone else. Because that way, you'll be able to tell them what you heard, where you found the truth, and what you found out. That's how you really want to proceed when you come to a channel like mine. I don't like speculation. And I don't do bullshit. So find another channel because you're banned from mine. Get the fuck out of here.
Thank you. As they were trying to start some beef too, because they wanted to say who they heard it from, just so you can start talking about them. Don't do it.
I was just giving them enough time. I was just giving them enough goddamn time. I don't play that shit, Peanut. I don't play
Boy,
that.
y'all views drying up real quick that y'all trying to incite beef and try to get folks to talk about other folks.
Exactly.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's it. And I just,
I thank you so much for having me. I'm about to get upset. So I'm gonna drop down because I don't want to start cussing too much like it's my page.
Okay. It's all right.
Thank
It's all
you.
right. That's how easy. I just go on and help them out.
Thank you so much for having me up.
Trajectory of their bullshit. You going live later?
Uh, I don't know
Oh,
because I kind of want to cover the Ramika case and the case that um who another baby mama unalived somebody else, and then the baby daddy just got arrested as well, charged with unaliving her. So I kind of want to put them
Lord
together.
have mercy.
Yeah,
Juice.
I kind of want to put them together to break down that the
Mm,
other the baby daddy ain't free. He can probably get charged too. So I don't know if I want to do that tonight or if I want to get more information regarding his case that he's currently fighting right now. So I think I'm gonna sit on it for a little while because I don't want to pre-speak because he literally just got arrested
okay.
and this unaliving happened 2 years ago.
Okay. Well,
So
everybody that is subscribed to Hey Peanut, make sure y'all turn on your notification bell, set it to all so that you'll get notified.
thank you so much. And I might do a part three. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up and be mad about this case all over again and I start telling more. So my apologies. But thank you so much for joining me. Well, joining me. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely, boo. Absolutely.
Y'all have a great day.
All right, boo.
All right, later.
So, guys, um, Peanut, Dwayne Good said, "Hey, Peanut, I would love to support your channel also." Well, if you, lady, if you can drop Peanut's link again. I know it's up further in the chat. So that Dwayne can support her as well. Okay. Okay. There's Peanut. There's Hey Peanut's link. That will take you to the, I call her the lady on the throne because that's what it looked like with all the fire and brimstone and she coming for you. I love it. Like an Amazon coming to war. Yes. I love all that. Yes. Mine is just a little satiny little song. You know what I mean? Just come on, sit down, y'all. Let's take it down a little bit. And then I get to cussing and screaming and hollering and shit. Yeah. Peanut got a whole animation for you. That shit is fire. I like that. That's fire. But I don't want it. But I like that. Because then somebody gonna scream about you copying somebody and this and that. But I do. I like that. That intro is definitely fire. The outro is definitely fire. I like that. It sets your channel apart, bro. That's a fact. hmm That's a fact, love. So, everybody, as I bring it to a close, I want to remind everyone the importance of our voice, the importance of our own anatomic possessions. We are in control of our own bodies and the choices that we make thereof. You don't let anybody come and tell you to move, but how you handle that can be life altering for everyone around. So choose your battles wisely. And in the interim of things, consider how you're going to get into this fight because we are going to fight one way or another. This will not go unpunished. Everybody within the sound of my voice, some of y'all may think me corny. Y'all may think what I'm saying is lame. You may be rolling your eyes because you know you're a lazy son of a bitch and you really don't give a fuck if it ain't giving you a click or a view. You may say what I'm saying is a bunch of bullshit because you don't plan on doing your part to make these states and the lawmakers understand that we are fed the fuck up. We are fed up. We are not our ancestors. But what we need to show them about our ancestors that didn't fall far from the tree is we ain't going for the bullshit. Y'all could talk all that bad shit about a female that you beefing with on YouTube. How about doing some bad shit about a whole law enforcement that's locking up our youth? How about that? Peanut says vote and serve your jury duty. That's another way. Get together with your people, y'all. Get together with your people. We can do something. And we ain't got all goddamn day to think about it. Now I'm speaking metaphorically, but you could take it however you like. We ain't got forever. There could be another Karmelo tonight. So get up off your ass. Open up your mouth. Let your voice be heard. And let your actions speak. Positively. What actions? Actions of a boycott. Actions of a blackout. You got pages, use them. You got other social media accounts, use them. Or I'm telling y'all, you're part of the problem. Inaction is part of the problem. If your child is getting bullied in class and your teacher sees it and the teacher don't do anything about it, is she or he not part of the problem? And the first thing you want to say is, well, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you do something? You first. Y'all be good.
Yeah. Sean B on YouTube. Ooh, yeah. Late night on the screen, got the city lights low. Sean B bringing truth to the stories below. From New York with grace and a mind so wise, she can see through the dark, she can read through the lines. Every clue, every name, every twist, every turn, she be digging down deep till the realness burns. For the ones left behind, for the pain unseen, she be lifting those voices in between the scenes. So like, share, subscribe, let the real ones roll. Sean B on the case, going straight for the soul. On YouTube she shines, bringing truth to the few. When the world stays quiet, she comes breaking through. Like, share, subscribe, let the story breathe. Sean B got the light that the people need. Ooh, Sean B, true crime, baby. Tune in and watch the truth speak.